dead comes alive again, you know.
Yeah, and like and the first three with Bruce Campbell are like they're campy, they're fun,
yeah,
they're not they don't take themselves seriously.
You should watch the show; it's really good.
The show I watched the first episode of the show. Yeah. It was really good. Yeah,
it's great.
I was mad they canceled it.
I know, man. Yeah, and
but it ended on like a cliffhanger. So.
Yeah, but he's awesome, dude. Bruce Campbell, like be great.
He's
to
in.
Meet him.
Oh, he was in or something. I saw a trailer.
He was just at Rose City Comic Con.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Okay. I've been recording this.
Welcome back to another episode of Enter the Nerdom. I'm here with co-host
Sam Warncini
and Watson Bradshaw.
And I am obviously Chad Cook.
Hey.
Hello, obviously, Chad Cook.
It's been a while. It's been a few weeks.
Yep.
Where we got a lot of stuff under our belt to
Life
talk
gets
about.
in the way.
Life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I try to eliminate it every day, but it's hard to do it.
Yeah.
I wake up and it's still going, you know. Not to be
you mean just like the hardships of life.
Yeah.
Not life itself.
No. Yeah, you're not waking up alive going like, man.
I'm not Thanos here. I'm not trying to snap, you know. I'm trying to snap the bad stuff.
Exactly.
You know, like, I dropped something behind my desk. Snap that. Snapped it.
There you go.
Because
Exactly.
it's hard to get when it's behind your desk.
No, I know. That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's life.
You got to get down and get under your desk and
get up and get down and get up again.
Exactly.
And I don't know the lyrics of that song. I was trying to do it. Get down and get up, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I get knocked down. And
but I get up again.
Yeah, there you go.
But no. We're going to get trademark. Copyright strike.
Yeah, we owe the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Chumbawamba.
Great song. Great song. Let's not get caught stealing that song. Jump right into it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just so Caught Stealing the movie came out a little while ago, but because we haven't done an episode
Couple
in a
weeks,
minute, we wanted to talk about it as soon as it came out because all of us watched it, right?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, just so you guys know.
Movie that's been out for about a month now.
If you haven't.
I definitely thought that this. Let's just jump right into it. I definitely thought this movie was. I felt it was marketed as like a Guy Ritchie.
Oh yeah.
Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, The Gentleman kind of film. Which it's just like it's a fun crime comedy. This guy just gets kind of caught up in shit like you see in Snatch, you know, and he just kind of has to find his way out of it. And some people may die, but it's bad guys.
Right.
And it's fun, and it's kind of lighthearted. And at the end, he gets away with a bunch of money, and it's all good to go. Nope, that is not what this movie is. No. I was like, Jesus Christ.
From the trailer, when you were saying you guys got the Guy Ritchie kind of feel to it, and I didn't really get that. I got more like it's kind of a weird, not like a spy or not even a thriller. It felt more indie. Mm-hmm. And then it just is like, some crazy stuff is some quirky characters are gonna get in the mix.
Right.
I still didn't think it was gonna go.
Did you get the crime thriller aspect of it? Did you get that?
As I was watching it, because as things got worse, I was like, oh geez.
No, I mean the trailer.
The trailer. No. I mean I thought, there's money involved. There's these three people after you. So I kind of got like not a high stakes thriller. I didn't think it would be that high stakes thing, but like a thriller in the sense of like, all right, I got to figure out how to work this money situation and stay alive and keep my friends alive and keep this cat alive and everything like that. Right. So I don't know. It just seemed like because the trailers for Guy Ritchie seem so snap heavy and
right
fast
quick cuts
and I didn't see that, so I was like, okay, this is it could go that way, but I wasn't thinking that when I went in to see the movie though.
I was interested in going to see this because it's Darren Aronofsky is directing it, who did The Wrestler, The Fountain, Pi, which is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
And he's such a great shooter that I was expecting something kind of like Ocean's 11-ish kind of thing going in. I didn't quite get there though. I think the movie was very kind of pedestrian in the way it looked.
It felt very grounded.
Yeah, so. I was very interested. I was like, it's all set in New York in '98, I believe.
Yeah.
90s, so it's and you did get a sense of like, okay, they did that because, there's no cell phones involved. The TSA is not a thing. You know, there's some elements where you go, why would you say it in the 90s? Okay, it makes sense.
Simpler way of life.
Yeah. And
the good old days.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But it is a lot more grounded. It's a lot more of a darker take on the material, I think. Like it deals with a lot of like alcohol abuse and like addiction and stuff like that, which you don't expect going into it watching the trailer.
Yeah, so the film is about, it stars Austin Butler, Regina King is in it. She plays a detective.
She's great.
She's really good in it.
Zoe
Kravitz plays Yvonne, who's his girlfriend in this. And Matt Smith,
who's is great.
The guy that you see in the trailer is the punk. And the film is it is kind of like a guy gets caught up in something that he's not really supposed to. He's a recovering addict, he's not recovering. He's a full-blown
alcoholic.
Alcoholic, works at a bar. But his life is, kind of put together. He's got a girlfriend. He's got friends.
He's got a bit of a dark past.
Dark past for sure.
Flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah, he used to be. He was a good prospect to become a professional baseball player.
Yeah.
But something ruined that.
Go Giants.
Yeah. You were saying something?
Well, I was just gonna say if they went a little bit more joke heavy. It felt like it could be a comedy thriller because that was another thing I meant to say talking about the trailer. Like I got a little bit of comedic vibe to it.
Yeah,
but
that's what I meant. That's what I thought.
But I mean like more indie comedic instead of like Guy Ritchie comedic type of thing. But so I was completely surprised by the way the story went here.
I definitely thought
serious
based subjects. On the trailer, I thought it would be more of a two-hander. I thought it would be more of a him and Austin Butler and Matt Smith together working through
and then
most of the stuff. And they're barely, Matt Smith's in the beginning of the movie and then around, the third act.
Yeah. So, I'm happy for him that he got into a movie that is, I mean, I don't know how it did in theaters, but...
budget was $40 million, box office is 26, so it's not great.
I guess people didn't really... I don't know. But you're missing out, guys, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Just be prepared that it's not a light like indie comedy thriller. There's a lot of heavy shit that happens.
If you're a crime
lot of heartbreaking
fan,
shit.
You'll like the movie.
Yeah, exactly. But let's get it. So he's a baseball player that looks like he was going to have a future. He was driving, it seemed like, to like college with his friend or like some kind of like training camp. And they're both drinking, but it didn't seem like they were like very intoxicated. Just
he just a couple of road beers.
Yeah, just a couple of road beers. Which, not great, but they weren't like smashed. Goes around a corner, sees a cow standing in the middle of the road, losing his control of the car, swerving around the cow, hits a pole, and his friend and they're both like 19 at the time.
Yeah, they're in high school.
High school, yeah. His friend dies, and he messes up his knee really badly to the point where it's just like there's no way he's going to ever be able to play professionally or just at all ever again. So he's kind of carrying this throughout the movie, but in the meantime, he's a bartender. Zoe Kravitz is Yvonne is his girlfriend. It seems like his life is okay. He has the homeless guy that sleeps outside his house. He's cool. He's friends with him. He's friends with his boss. People seem to like Hank. He's getting his life together to an extent, but he's definitely carrying a lot of like emotional weight and baggage with him.
Calls his mom every day.
Lets her know that he's okay.
Yeah.
Which I always thought it's gonna be a twist too. Like, is his mom like not actually there? Or something
I did think that as well. Yeah.
But as it turns out, she's alive and well because they do use that against him at some point. And
played by Laura Dern.
That's right. Yeah, Laura Dern. Yeah,
nice
which we see at the end.
At the end of the movie. Yeah.
And we see Matt Smith, who plays Russ Binder, who's a British kind of punk dude.
Yeah.
Again, takes place in the late 90s in New York.
Which is weird because he's got a very 80s punk look.
It's like, very much so, dude.
I was like, he would be into he'd have a ska look if it was the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, he's got a mohawk and everything.
Yeah, it's very early 80s.
See, because I always remember hearing Britain was a little behind in music, pop culture wise, so that he could have been.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry if you got the '80s a little bit later than most people. Okay, but and then he just probably came because he still had his accent. He's still heavy in the accent, so he's probably like fresh. He's like, oh, there's '90s music. He's getting used to that. And money.
I mean, 90s punk though, he would be in like pop punk or ska, if anything.
That's true, ska probably.
Ska, you'd have the trombone with him.
I I thought
he's like a swinger. He's like, because we had the swing revival in the 90s.
Exactly.
He's dressed as like a 1940s band member.
I thought we were gonna get at least one Ramones song in that movie, but we didn't. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought maybe the bar that Austin Butler worked in would be like CBGB or something like that.
Like, it was like a CBGB's type of place.
Yeah.
But anyhow, Hank or Russ is involved in some kind of nefarious underworld stuff. Yeah. Seems like he's like a mule, like for money, or he's like a launderer.
Yeah.
Anyhow, he has to go back to London.
He's a dealer. I think they said he deals.
Dealer, yeah. He deals drugs, right?
Yeah.
He has to go back to London because his father's sick. So he's like, "Can you just watch my cat?" Tells Austin Butler, and of course we see what we see in the trailer. Two guys show up looking for Russ, like, hey, where's Russ?
Russians.
Yeah, they're two Russian dudes who are like these crazy, and they beat.
I love those guys. The guy who plays the small Russian guy was fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know who he was, but he's like he was great in that role.
Yeah, really
I thought he was great, but he was great in the fact that I hated his character.
That's what I meant.
Kill this fucking guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He was such a pain in the ass by the end of it.
Just like, this Napoleon issue kind of dude.
Right, and one of the ways he beats up Austin Butler is he gets on all fours and like charges him hits him with his head like a battering ram, like a goat or something.
Look rough, man.
Yeah, look really rough. So this is where the movie I thought was like, because we saw in the trailer, like, he's like, hey, watch the Bagel Man. They slap it out of it, and they beat him up, but this is where the movie started kind of taking a dark turn for me. I was like, whoa, that's different. Was when they beat him up. Most movies, they beat him up like, we're going to be back for you, buddy.
Right.
And they leave, and he's like, okay, whatever. He's just like, his bloody, he's got some bruises. They put this guy in the hospital, and they put him in a coma, and they actually they blow out his kidney.
Yeah.
So when he wakes up, Yvonne, Zoe Kravitz is there, and it's like, you can't drink anymore. Like, you have to take your kidney
She's
out.
an EMT as well.
Yeah, she's EMT. That's right. And she's like, you can't. Your kidney's gone. Like, they beat you that bad. And I was like, whoa. I was like, Jesus. Yeah. So now I thought that was gonna be more of a motivation for him to be like, who the fuck are you guys that you come and beat me up and like blow my kidney out? But he kind of just accepts it to an extent. It's like, well, all right, well, that sucks, but
and he's just gonna try to avoid them. Like,
he calls the cops on them to say what happened, and that's when we meet Regina King's character.
Yeah, so Regina King shows up and tells him basically, where's Hank? We need to talk to him. Right. Or Russ, excuse me. Where's Russ? We need to talk to him. Because these are some serious people. These are Russian mob. Yeah. And we need to find out where he is because they think that you know where he is. And he's like, well, he's in London. That's all I know. Like, I'm just watching his cat. Right, like, why he's in London. And she says, well, you need to tell me where he is. Stop trying to hide things. And as we find out, she's very dedicated to this case. Yeah. As we find out why.
Well, she's saying that they work for Bad Bunny's character.
Bad Bunny, right? Exactly. And eventually we see Bad Bunny, who is a Puerto Rican crime boss, as well.
Well, like that threw me off for a bit because I was like, all right, because when he was like, oh, they're Ukrainian, it's like, oh, they're Russian,
right?
And then they work with. He thought Bad Bunny was the boss, but he's actually just a guy who runs a club that they hang out in,
right?
Yeah.
So and then like we never really meet their Russian boss,
no, right? Exactly.
But before that was given to us, I was just like, is he running? He wouldn't be running the Russian mob, so that's why I was like thrown off.
Yeah.
But I was like also thinking, I know Russia kind of blends with South America sometimes with like Red Dawn,
right,
and all that. So I was like, oh, maybe it's like that type of situation. But I was like, no, it's not.
And eventually we meet the Drucker brothers by Liv Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio, who are so good. They're they're awesome. They're Jewish mob.
Yeah, the
Hasidic who were also after this money that Russ has apparently failed to deliver to a group of people. So now everybody's after this, what it turns out is $4 million, which is a significant amount,
in 97 money?
97, exactly. So you got Bad Bunny, you got the Russian mob and the Hasidic mob all after this money, trying to find out where Russ is at, and they all think that Austin Butler knows.
Yeah, Hank knows where
it is, and it's the sad thing is he doesn't. He just watches his cat. Yeah. So as we find out, Regina King, in a really surprising move, is also working for the Russians. Yeah. And is also after this money because she finally convinces him, just tell me where the money is, or tell me where Russ is, and or help me get him. And she says, he finally admits, like, okay, yeah. He calls her up, meets her in a coffee shop, and it's like, yeah, I'll help you. I think we can help. I'll help you get Russ back because they keep coming back to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Russians like sneak back into his apartment. Yeah, it's one that he's just trying to like live his life, and they keep coming at him. It turns out she's working for them, and they take him back to his apartment, basically start like beating on him again.
Yep.
It's like, Jesus Christ, you know?
Oh, that's when they, he gets a little graphic where, they're torturing him and they decide to pull the staples out of the side of where his kidney was.
Yeah.
And it's pretty gross.
Right. Earlier, after he had called the police, Russ had found in the litter box of...
the key.
Bud is the name of the cat. He finds a poop in there. It's like one of those fake poops where you can hide a key, and he finds a key in there.
Yeah.
And it turns out that it's linked to a storage unit that belongs to Russ.
Yeah.
So now everybody finds out about this key, and now they're after the key as well.
But he goes to hide the key, but he gets drunk.
Right. He goes to his work, tells the boss like, "Hey, I'm gonna drop this key off with you." Gets drunk as shit, even though he's not supposed to, and now can't handle his liquor that much anymore. Ends up vomiting all over the place.
Right.
Gets his
stripping naked.
Yeah, Yvonne has to come get him, but he pisses her off. He says how shitty his life is and how nothing works out the way he wants it. And she's like, "Oh well, thanks," and leaves him there. Ends up vomiting all over the place and taking his pants off, which actually the key is in there.
Yep.
And so then Regina King and the Russians take him back to. He's like, "Okay, yeah, there's a key. I have a key that it belongs to Russ. It's probably storage unit. I don't know where the storage unit is, but we can find it." They go back to his workplace, to his boss, who's like this total cokehead.
Yeah.
Who's like, and there's another guy in there who's like from Brooklyn, who's like this kind of like, kind of meathead, like I don't give a shit, kind of guy.
His boss is from After Hours.
That's right.
He's another. I'm blanking on his name all of a sudden. But,
yeah, he's great in this though. He's so good.
Yeah. In the meantime, of course, the Liv Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio's character chase him around. He gets away from them.
Yeah.
Because they also want to find out where this money is. So now you have all these different entities after them. Take him back to his. After that, they take him back to his work, and he tells his boss, like, "I left the key here with you. Do you know where it is?" They're able to go in his office, and the boss just doesn't give a fuck, man. He pulls out a shotgun and starts blasting on these guys.
And he's like a passive hippie.
Yeah, exactly. Smoking weed and doing coke.
Blow,
well, this is after they killed the meathead guy in the bar.
Yes.
Right, because the meathead guy's like, these aren't cops.
I think his name's Amtrak in there. I love it.
Yeah, because they all Regina King is the only actual cop. The others like identifies themselves as cops. Like, you're not fucking cop. Show me your fucking badge. And he attacks him and shoot him.
The guy who plays him is Action Bronson. He's like, he went into rapping and now he cooks more. I think.
Yeah,
he's great in it too.
Yeah, he's really good. And then of course they kill Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
and try to pin all this on him.
Yep.
He gets away from there. Austin Butler's character gets away from there, but he finds out that his girlfriend has been murdered.
Yeah,
and that's another part where I was like, Jesus, this movie.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this movie is like really a downer. As I'm watching it, I was like, where's the fun?
I thought
Snatch,
maybe
kind of like, do you like dogs? Like that, that's what I was thinking. Like, this isn't Snatch.
No.
Sorry.
No, I totally expected her to be like kidnapped by the bad guys, and then he's able to,
and they're holding her, and
and he
bring us the
teams
money
up with Matt Smith, and they get her.
You've mistaken. This is an Aronofsky film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you see her shot point blank in the head.
Yeah,
which is rough. It's rough to watch, but
and so so now Hank he's lost his girlfriend. Everybody's after him. He figures out that he left the key in the clothes he took off, that the homeless guy that he's friends with who lives outside his building takes that key, finds it, and as it turns out, it unlocks a storage unit that was over $4 million in it. That was apparently the money was meant to be split before he left for London, but because when Matt Smith left for London, but because his father had died or was in a stroke, he had to go back. And so now everybody thinks that he's split with the money. Yeah. And that's why they're after
he was just bereaved. He didn't know what he was doing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And he comes back, so Austin Butler's got his, the key, and he's in his apartment getting new clothes on, and he hears someone coming towards the door, so he's like, let me grab a baseball bat to
because it's like
protect myself.
There's like 2 or 3 times when they've come into his apartment and just beat on him. Yeah.
And he takes a swing at whoever comes to the door, just happens to be Matt Smith, and knocks him. Really, I mean, like it
cracks.
Yeah, he gets a big welt.
You start seeing that thing build, and he's like having trouble walking and talking. He's talking about his head hurting. It's
also, throughout the movie, you hear that Austin Butler's character doesn't drive, and like when they're on their way,
a lot of New Yorkers don't. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but we as the audience know for a certain reason.
Yeah,
and
he hasn't shared it with anyone else. Though.
Yeah, and he's Matt Smith's like saying, I was like, I don't think I should drive. He's like, you should. I was like, I don't drive.
I don't drive. Yeah.
He forces Matt Smith to drive, and he's like just trying to stay conscious while he's like, whoa. So that was a nice funny bit that kept happening.
So they get to Matt Smith's storage locker, open it up, and you see the money, and he realizes like Matt Smith's like, okay, I'm going to return the money to the mob, but I need someone to pin all this who stole it on, and he tries to, pin it on Austin Butler, who then gets him back and pushes him down, knocking him in the head again.
Again, yeah,
and. And he makes the call to Regina King's character, going like, "Hey, I'll meet you at the park.
I'll swap you.
I'll bring you. Yeah, I'll bring you Russ and the money.
Yeah. In exchange, I want the cat.
Yeah.
Because he lost the cat to them.
Yeah. So they head out into this confrontation in the park, in Central Park, and things get. I mean, It definitely doesn't go the way anyone plans, I don't think. But.
Right. So this was the only part that I was like, okay. Because he shows up in the park with Hank, and, they're in Hank's car. And there's
Russ's car.
Russ's car. Yeah. And there's a chase through the park with Regina King using her police vehicle, and along with some Russians in it, trying to chase him back. And they're hitting shit everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just like how, there's no way she would be able to explain this. It's impossible.
Well, I think that's the thing, though. I think she thinks she's gonna get the money and
disappear.
She doesn't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so. in the previous scene when they're in the coffee shop, she talks about I grew up in Brooklyn. I'm gonna get this money if when I retire. She says, I'm gonna go down South America and just the only thing I'll miss are these cookies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the black and white cookies that she's eating.
She's ready to get the fuck.
She's ready to get out of there. Yeah. So they're trying to get away. That's when the two Russians show up, and one of them is accidentally shot.
Yeah.
And the other guy, the smaller Russian that we were talking about that we hated, he looks like severely distressed. His friend is dead.
Yeah.
So
it almost like he was a brother. I would say,
exactly.
It reminded me of Kiss of the Dragon with the twins. And There's one small, one tall guy.
Yeah. And when one of them dies, he's like, oh.
Yeah.
So they're chasing him through New York, the New York streets. Him and Matt Smith, Austin Butler and Matt Smith are being chased through. And Matt Smith is barely holding on.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell there's definitely something not right.
They get up on a train.
Yeah,
at Coney Island.
One of the Russians has taken his Giants hat from him.
Oh, yeah.
Has taken Austin Butler's Giants hat from him and was wearing it as kind of mocking him.
Yeah.
And then to try to get away through this crowd of Yankees fans.
Yeah, they're at the Yankee Stadium.
The stadium. He's like, hey, man, that Giants fan just said, fuck the Yankees. And everyone, boo! And they start beating his ass up. It was great. It's a great way to get away. Get on the train, the subway, and that's when Matt Smith just died. He closes his eyes.
He just
dies.
fades.
Yeah, it's just severe head trauma.
Yeah.
And so he just leaves him there. And then that's when the two Jewish mobsters catch up to him and, hey man, we want this money. And it seems at first they're trying to debate should we kill him?
No, he calls him to meet.
He calls him. That's right. Yeah, he calls him up. And
because everyone else has been warning him about them. Going
right, exactly.
They're the monsters. You don't want to deal with them.
They're the worst people. Yeah,
but right now he thinks Regina is the one. Regina King killed his girlfriend.
Yeah, he thinks the Russians and Regina killed his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he breaks the key off, just the tip of it, and hides it in the cat's. The cat got hurt because one of the guys kicked him.
Yeah,
the fucking.
I just thought of this now, that the fact that he hit it on the cat. And Vincent D'Onofrio was there with Men in Black. The cat has Orion's belt, and he's where's the cat? Oh. I just thought of that. That's a great
call. I didn't think about that. Oh shit, yeah.
That's great.
And so he links up with the Jewish mobsters.
Right.
And
it's the Sabbath, so they have to go visit Bubby.
Right, they have to go visit Bubby, and it's just a very touching scene.
It's a great Carol Kane in there.
Yeah, she's awesome, and that's you see in the trailer. Eat, skinny boy.
Yeah,
eat, you're gonna upset her.
She likes him.
Yeah, she likes him. Right,
I think do you like the food?
Yeah,
and that's what they're like. Well, you have to drive. It's Shabbat. We don't or whatever. I think that's what
he's only half Jewish.
Yeah. So he can't. He's like, well, I can't. I don't drive either. He's like, well, we can't drive. So they make a compromise. And so he's got the cat with him, of course, this entire time. And then they have to go into the two Jewish mobsters have to go into the Russian club.
Yeah.
He wanted. He was like, I'm planning to meet Regina King's character.
That's right. Yeah.
In there to give her the key, but I want you guys to go there to kill her.
Yeah. Take her out, kill her,
and then I'll give you the key.
Location. So they go in there and just start shooting everybody. Everybody they see.
They're dropping grenades.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's a great scene.
I love how they before they go in, they open the glove compartment, grenades just fall
out. Yeah. And then as
like a minivan.
It's a nondescript minivan that they leave him in there as they're shooting this club up, and all of a sudden you see them just jamming out the opposite direction. He's like they left him tied up in there. They zip tied him to the steering wheel, so he's able to cut himself free by popping out the cigarette lighter
and
burning it with a cigarette lighter.
That's why we need to keep cigarette lighters in cars.
It's true, man. Yeah, it's true.
Well, it's 97, so they had them all.
It's acceptable.
Of course. I mean,
And so he's able to get away because of that.
Well, he sees
Regina King, gets out of there, and chases her down.
Yeah.
And that's when he has a confrontation with the smaller Russian. He just knocks him out.
Which confused me because I was like, we didn't see him escape. So was he just waiting in that alley?
It seemed like he maybe caught up with her or something. Yeah, he was waiting for her.
Yeah, I wish they showed him running with her or something, just so. It would make sense because I was like, where did he?
Well, and then suddenly Austin Butler realizes he can fight.
Yeah,
he just suddenly realized I can punch this guy out.
Right.
Well, no, I don't think he fought him because he was outnumbered. He was no chance, and they sucker punched him. So he's just not.
But we never see him fight until then.
Yeah, it was in the alley. It would make sense if he had his fist for the first time.
But he also doesn't seem like the type.
He looks surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not like. I'm not, a violent guy.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Everybody likes me.
Yeah, he's not a fighter.
Yeah, he's never really had to at the moment.
But they do say he has a really good swing through most of them.
Yeah, exactly. So, I would have been cool if we saw him with the actual baseball bat, knock him out or something.
Well, I mean,
we saw Matt Smith,
and that's why.
Yeah. So he gets past that guy, catches up to Regina King, and it's a pretty good scene.
Yeah,
where
I was surprised.
Then he does have the bat.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised Regina King had arms like that for her physically fighting.
She was able to defend herself because he knocks her gun away.
Yeah,
and he breaks the bat in half as he's doing that, and she fucks him up.
Yeah,
pretty good,
Yeah.
Well, she's a cop.
Yeah, she's a cop. Exactly. Well, yeah, she grew up in New York, so she's able to handle herself.
That's true.
Yeah. But he takes the broken end of the handle of the bat and
stabs
jams her in the foot.
Yeah.
Which was really good, and that's when we see the Jewish gangsters emerge, and they just fuck her up.
Yeah, they shoot her in the head.
So then they take, he's like, okay, great, let's get the money, this and that. And that's when they're in the car debating, and that's when you kind of begin to like these guys.
Yeah,
because he's like, well,
they're likable characters.
Yeah, they are. It's great, and of course they're two very powerful actors already.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
they're talking in Yiddish. So.
Yiddish, yeah. It's like, so I mean, do we let him go? It's like, well, he's he can take. Or do we just beat him? Like, well, he can take pain. Look at him. Yeah.
Nana likes him.
Nana likes him.
But you can also tell that they're very cold when they are discussing it.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, oh, geez.
It's very matter of fact.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. To them, it's business. You know? So they say, okay, we're going to let you go. We're even going to give you some of the money.
Yeah.
Because it's been hard.
Yeah, we'll give you.
And you're like, oh, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
And then he decides to have a cigarette. And he's like, well, what are you doing? His brother's like, it's the Sabbath. You're not supposed to. Yeah, whatever. We
already broke the rules.
Yeah, I'm going to have a cigarette. And that's when he produces a lighter that
because the car lighter is gone.
Yeah, car lighter's gone. He's like, yeah, what happened to the car? He's like, oh, sorry, I have to use it to escape. Okay, that's okay. Pulls out a lighter that's in the shape of a gun that belonged to
Zoe Kravitz. Used at the beginning of the
he lights it, and that's when he realizes, like,
these guys killed
her. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you guys, do you think Liev Schreiber did that as a test, or he did it by mistake? I thought he was doing it as a test.
I thought wasn't it Vincent D'Onofrio that pulled it out?
No. Vincent's in the back and Liev's in the shotgun.
Yeah.
And you don't see Liev's face, but you see him pull. You see his hand.
That's a good question because I think he might have just forgotten because they had already determined that they were going to let him go, and it seems like they're already kind of competent. But they could also be bullshitting.
As soon as he saw the lighter,
Vincent was like, his character was like in the Yiddish, yelling like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "No, it's all right." Like I think he knew.
You think he was testing him?
He's like, this was one last little to make sure that if he's going to do anything, it's now. So
that could be it. Yeah,
but I mean,
because they kind of left it open.
Yeah, they left it open for that.
But then that's when Austin Butler buckles the seatbelt and starts just driving like a madman, accelerating.
Well, through the whole movie, he's telling everyone to buckle up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. Before he goes, buckle up. Yeah, because his friend actually was buckled up, but he went to go grab a beer from behind, and then
he wasn't.
The seatbelt.
Oh well, I mean, he was buckled
his friend
up,
was,
before, but he unbuckled.
And grabbed the beer in the
Yeah.
back. Yeah, and that's when he went through the windshield. And so he speeds up and just smashes into
his
a
greatest
pylon,
power is destroying cars,
and surviving,
having people fly through windshields.
Yeah.
So was it Vincent D'Onofrio that went through the windshield?
No, it was Liev
Schreiber, right?
And Vincent landed in the front.
That's
like,
right.
Down on the ground,
like
he's
crushed.
Yeah, exactly.
We shouldn't have let the guy drive.
Yeah, exactly. He says that, and that doesn't the car catch fire?
No,
Or he just leaves it there.
I think he just leaves it there.
Yeah. So these two guys are completely
Yeah, they're
fucked up.
dead,
They're
yeah.
done. So he just gets out and just walks off. And
I thought he was going to shoot Vincent in the head.
I thought so,
getting
too.
out, but I think
Yeah.
he just died right there.
yeah, his head was completely crushed.
Yeah.
So
no sequel for him.
no sequel for him.
Caught stealing too.
Yeah. And,
Caribbean or whatever.
Yeah.
Wherever it
Yeah.
was.
And then he takes the money that's in the car and he uses Russ's passport to.
Yeah, I love that he changes his look to
Yeah.
look like, and his face is all fucked up from the car crash.
Yeah,
Right.
so you kind of maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like I said, pre-TSA. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's
Glad
even
that
talking
lady-
like him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was giving the. Oh yeah, because there was an initial tease in the beginning when you first see him greet Matt Smith's character.
Yeah.
With a little British accent. He's
Yeah.
like, "What? That's fucking.
Boy.
You
Yeah.
sound like Dick Van Dyke."
Yeah.
Oh, you think that's funny? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure you
Did they pull it
loved
off?
his. Did he pull it off?
I mean, no.
At the end?
But, no. But he doesn't. I mean, it gets away with it. So
No, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
But yeah,
The-
I
was-
wouldn't.
was Matt
I don't
Smith's-
think his character was trying to be.
I mean, if
Was
it-
Matt Smith's accent convincing?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's British. So.
He's British, but he's not. He's kind of the upper class.
Yeah,
British,
yeah,
And
yeah.
in this, he's playing kind of more Cockney.
Yeah.
Like lower class kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I think though, like he could have slipped that lady some money to just like, hey, just don't make a scene.
yeah, because he's got a duffel bag full of money.
Yeah, he could give
Like,
her. A couple,
I can't believe he got that on the plane.
he could have wrapped it around his ID and be like,
Well,
here.
no, because then he's risking because she'll be like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
report.
yeah.
She
this.
seemed like a nice lady.
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe.
think she.
But she
gave a
buys
shit.
it, so she's
Yeah.
like, but you could tell she's like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Again, pre 9/11.
Clearly, don't look exactly
Yeah,
the same.
exactly,
but,
yeah.
Oh, and all this time throughout the movie, his character's been keeping track of the Giants baseball game season.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and his mom have a thing where they talk to each other every day and they talk about the Giants games and how they're doing and everything. So, this was I think it was the World Series with the Giants with Barry Bonds, right? So it's like it's a height of Giants fever at this point.
Yeah.
And he was going to be recruited to the Giants, right? Was that the story?
That was his goal. Yeah, he wanted
Yeah.
to be part.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a Giant.
But he reveals that was his mom's idea.
Yeah, his mom was the
Yeah.
coach. Yeah.
So
And
I was like, oh.
but throughout the entire film, he's got Bud the cat,
Yeah.
constantly trying to take care of him. The cat's very cute. You feel a lot of sympathy for him because one of the Russians kicked him and
Yeah,
hurt him.
That's how you know that guy was going to die. You kicked
Yeah,
the
exactly.
guy in a
Kick the
movie.
cat. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And in the
You're
end,
gonna get John Wick.
he has Bud with him. He's because again he loses him for a second, and
Yep.
instead of taking his girlfriend hostage, take the cat hostage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end, he has Bud with him, and they take off to Britain, and that's it.
Well, no, they head down south. They go to
Down south, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, they go
Yes,
down
yes.
to Mexico, and
Mhm.
he's sitting at the bar, and he's like, "I have a club soda," so he's giving up drinking, and
Yep.
he turns off the screen during the World Series.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of like giving up his whole life,
Oh yeah, leaving it all behind.
and sent half the money
To his
home
mom.
to his mom.
Mhm.
Yeah. The though I felt like I was like disappointed that the small guy Russian guy didn't die.
Yeah,
So
true.
I was
Just
hoping,
knocked out.
but I would think that would explain why he had to leave New York because all those murders and then this
Yeah.
guy's looking for him
Well,
probably.
yeah.
And he's been public enemy number one there for a while. So.
yeah. So, but
Yeah.
all in all, it was a great ride.
it was
fun.
definitely a much heavier film than I thought it would be emotionally.
Yeah.
Story wise, it was dark because people who should have gotten a second chance don't.
Yeah.
Like Yvonne.
Yeah.
I expected a little bit more from the action scene, yet again, because it's Aronofsky directing, and he's
Right.
so good at handling a camera that I expected a little bit more. Like, we got a couple of, like, slow-mo scenes when the car was hitting the pole and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but it was very kind of, just standard kind of movie, basically.
Right, it was.
I don't know. Like, I was like, okay, like, I expected something, but...
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
No, I mean, like, if he added any effect to any visuals, I would say it would just be the flashback of the initial crash.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it would take you out of the story if you got too stylized.
What was do you have the budget there?
Yeah, the budget was $40 million.
Okay, so I mean, fairly cheap for nowadays.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
A movie, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't do great in theaters. It's not doing great in theaters. Still on theaters, $26 million, which it's sad because it's a film that seems very 90-ish.
Yeah,
early 2000s.
Yeah,
it seems,
I mean, it's got a great cast. I mean,
strong cast. It's just one thing happened to this after the other happened to this guy.
Yeah.
And it's not part of a larger IP. It's not Marvel or Disney.
Well, I don't see this story doesn't seem something that would catch the younger on the younger side. Probably 19 to 21. I don't see them really going to see this movie.
But you got Austin Butler's abs through most of the film.
Maybe they don't know that. They need to put that in the trailer. Have
just
her come
abs,
off, and then have Zoe's part because you do see
she's
her
topless
chest in that. And so I'm like,
which you don't see that in modern movies much anymore.
That's what I meant. Yeah, it feels like a very 90s movie.
Yeah,
a very early 2000s movie.
And I do like the fact that they hired the writer of the book to do the screenplay as well.
I didn't even know it was book.
Yeah.
So Charlie Houston,
that's cool.
who wrote the book. They had him do the screenplay, which is it's a very. I like that as a sign of we're gonna have him adapt his own work.
Yeah,
versus
which is always good
else.
to do that.
Yeah.
It's always awesome to do that. Yeah. But I mean, overall, what did you guys? When you walked out of the theater, how did you feel about this movie?
I mean, I thought it was a solid watch. I thought it was a good B movie. I mean, I didn't hate it. I definitely think it was very middle of the road though. I didn't have anything that really man, I want to see that again. You know,
I never saw. I still haven't seen his Elvis movie, but this was probably one of the few things I've seen him as a lead in. And it was cool to just see him as a grounded character, not very abnormal or above average. So I was just like, okay, this is cool. I'm growing to like his character, and I'm seeing him make these poor decisions and stuff like that. But it's just I would see it again. I think I would add this to my collection at a point of a physical Blu-ray or 4K or whatever like that, because I don't know. I think probably commentary would be interesting too, just to see what their thought process on some of the sequences and stuff like that. But no, I enjoy the movie. I probably wouldn't be like, hey, go watch this movie at home. I would say watch it with people. I don't know if you'd watch it if it's better by yourself or with a group. I don't know. It's really, I'd say if you're a fan of films. And crime films, this is right up your alley.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah. So.
How about you, Sam? What would you say?
I mean, I was surprised at what the film turned out to be, but overall, I really appreciated it because it's not, we've talked about this. I've mentioned this a million times. It's probably stale by now, but it's not. The late, I think 2025 has been an interesting time for movies because we're getting a lot of things that are different. Yeah, where it seems like Hollywood's trying to take a risk again because we're kind of burned out from the last 15 years of superhero movies and big budget, CGI, films that we've been seeing over and over again. So when something like this, Caught Stealing comes out, when something when a film tries something different, I applaud it. Because again, it feels. What was that movie that we forgot the name of it last time?
Rule of Jenny.
No, not Rule of Jenny. But the serial killer woman who was being chased by that guy, and she's the electric lady.
Oh my god!
But so it's those kind of films where we have something that's different. Strange Darling.
Yes.
Strange Darling, Caught Stealing. Yeah, it's they feel like they belong in a different era, which is sad because we don't get a lot of movies like this. It's small budget, like we were just talking about, $40 million. The majority of that went to Zoe Kravitz and Austin Butler and Matt Smith, 100%, and Regina King. Yeah, those four. That was probably half the budget right there.
I think it probably to all the actors because Bad Bunny.
Oh, Bad Bunny too. Yeah, exactly.
And then
Vincent
I forgot about him.
And
Lee
Schreiber.
Shriver.
Shit, yeah, exactly. Vincent. Yeah. So My bad.
Heavy hitters, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. So like, yeah. So maybe it was like 15 million out of the 40 million went to the actual film itself,
Yeah.
you know? So to some extent, I wish it maybe had smaller names in it so that it could be a little more successful. But again, speaking of Vincent D'Onofrio and Liv Schreiber, they came up in the 90s as well, in the 80s and 90s. So it does feel like if this was made back then, Austin Butler's character would be played by Liv Schreiber, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So,
I can see that.
yeah, but what I'm getting at is it does feel like a throwback film to what we used to see all the time 20 years ago, you know? And so I'm always going to appreciate those kind of films because I'm not sitting here watching, you know, Thanos again.
Yeah, you're right. There's been this 2025 has been a good year for mid-budget movies.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of weapons and together, and not just horror movies. A lot of mid-budget movies doing really well this year, and not that many tentpole movies. I mean, we've had them. We've had the Jurassic Parks, we've had Superman, and they do okay. But they're not hitting the billion mark like they used to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like Fantastic Four didn't hit as hard as they thought it was going to hit.
Exactly.
And these smaller budgets seem to at least edge over, where they need to be to make a profit. So,
well, I think also making a movie is can be more expensive nowadays too, especially with people are only going after IP stuff or. With the strikes that happen and stuff. So I think actors are willing to go out for more not certain things now. So now they're getting comfortable with that, or at least they're desperate for more jobs out there. So I think that the opportunity is very good for these smaller films to come out. But the thing is, it feels so bizarre to us, like Stan was saying, with all these big budget films. And so now people are expecting something so big, but it's not. And when it's not, they're like, "Oh, this is weird." But for us, we're like, "Oh, this kind of reminds me of an older stuff." I just think
this reminds you of Pulp Fiction.
But the thing is, like,
that's a good one.
Like, if we didn't have those big budget films for the past 15, 20 years, that I think we wouldn't be as surprised. We'd be like, "Oh, this is just like
that's very true.
This is what we would expect."
That's very true. Yeah,
now,
that's
so
true, for sure.
I just think,
but that's what I mean. It's sad that when we're surprised when something like this comes out. Sinners is another one that felt just like it's not a very huge budget. It's not it doesn't have these massive names in it.
Yeah,
but it's just this contained story about this. And it focuses on the characters, just like this movie focuses on the characters more than it does the overall plot.
Yeah.
Which is fine, And
you're seeing a lot of actors take pay cuts because they want to work with these directors.
Yeah.
And a lot of these directors want the freedom, and you only get freedom by working in small budgets.
Yeah.
Weapons is a good example.
100 million.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like they don't. Then the studios, will get into it.
Right. Exactly.
But also, I think that, and with the low budget, the creativity has a higher chance of being something good and amazing. So it's like, I think, this being the movie that it was, I had a great time. The creativity. I was fooled by plot twists. I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming, so it's shock. I'm shocked that I was still, tricked.
Right.
Story-wise. So it's that's why I think it's that worth checking out.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though the movie is about this money that people are trying to recover, $4 million, it still focuses on Austin Butler's character and the tragedy that his life has become.
Yeah.
So that's really the plot of the film, whereas the money's kind of like a secondary plot.
And I think he does a great job showing that, that vulnerability as well, like in that character of just this guy who's kind of thrown into this situation that he has no real, like, the first half of the movie, he just seems so lost.
Yeah.
And, it gets to that point where he does get drunk and, talks about how crappy his life is and how he had the potential for so much.
Right.
And he lost it, And then that kind of leads to the shift of his character. But, I thought everyone did a really good job on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would totally recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, I was just off of what you said, Watson, the Austin Butler's character, like, everyone can see someone they know who is, an alcoholic or have. So they can.
Why are you pointing at me?
I've
had one beer.
I'm pointing at the table.
This minute. Yeah. I'm going to crack another one.
But no, like, it doesn't take much for us to see. He's like, oh, okay, I could see him really struggling with this. It's not that hard for us to really get it. So I think that was also the thing that added to such a grounded performance, because it's like, oh, this is a real person. Like, this is not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing too fantastical.
Right. They try to make the characters a little bit more three-dimensional. I think all of them get a good shot at that, because even, with like Lee Shriver and Vincent D'Onofrio's character could just be menacing, Hasidic nightmares, but they're not. You go see their home life, and they've got families that care about them, and they talk to the grandma and their kids, and they're like, we just got to do some work stuff, Like, it's very interesting how everyone's kind of created in that world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everybody's very fleshed out, which I appreciate, recommend, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So make sure and do the long walk to the theater to see Caught Stealing. Because the next film we're going to talk about is The Long Walk.
Oh, man.
Which just came
where did
out.
that segue come from? Out of nowhere.
Speaking of small budget films, this is only $20 million.
There you go.
Again, very cheap. It's based on a 1979 novel by Stephen King. Mm-hmm. Because, of course, it's Stephen King.
I thought it was a short, but it makes sense that it's
I mean, it's,
Not that it makes a difference. Yeah. It's just like, because when I hear it's a short, I was like, did they expand upon it? Because there was other movies that he wrote that were shorts that they always make.
Green Mile.
I'm seeing it's a full. It's a full novel.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a full novel in 1979. Nice. When after he wrote 30 other books in the same year.
Off that coke.
Yeah.
He was very prolific back then. Yeah.
He said he doesn't remember writing Cujo.
Hey, man.
He went on like a 3-day bender. When he woke up, came out of it, Cujo was written. Jeez. I was like, bro, that's crazy.
Some people are meant to create with some intoxication.
Yeah. But you guys saw it, right? Oh, you didn't see it.
Not.
Do you mind if we spoil it?
No, go for it.
I mean, they walk. That's
what?
That's yeah. So it's
twist ending. They fly.
They fly. Yeah. It's It's the Hunger Games.
Michael Clark Duncan walks across the road the other direction.
It's a one CGI effect.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Pretty rough. Yeah. It's the Hunger Games, meaning it's battle royale on the road. So in the novel. They choose 100 young men to walk as long as they can, but in this it's 50. They cut it down to 50, so one representative from every state. The world that they set up is we don't see anything outside of this competition, which is them just walking for I think it's 5 days and 370 miles, something like that. No bathroom breaks, no sleep. They get water and they get rations every so often.
They can.
And that's it.
They'll announce to one of the patrols that's following them water refill for their canteen.
Yeah, but they can't stop.
They cannot stop. They have to stay at 3 miles per hour.
Yeah, 3 miles per hour. Yeah, which is in the novel it's 4, so they they tweaked a little bit. Yeah, and they wear these they're basically like Apple Watches that track
speedometer.
Speedometer. They have a speedometer that also communicates with the soldiers who are on vehicles who are following them. Yeah. They get 3 warnings.
And then if you get 3, you have to wait 3 hours to refresh, because if you get another, or if you get another alert, they'll just kill you.
Yeah, so you get 3 hours. You get 30 seconds to keep walking, and if you don't, or if you just stop.
Yeah.
If they give you, I think in this one it's 10 seconds. In the movie, that's 10 seconds. In the novel, it's 30 seconds. But they give you 10 seconds to keep walking. If you don't, they just shoot you. So like if one guy, if we saw in the trailer, broke his ankle, and he couldn't move, and they kept, first warning, second warning, third, and then they give him 10 seconds, and if he doesn't get up and move, but at 3 miles, they shoot him. No bathroom breaks. So if you got they show in the film, if you got to take a shit, people are just dropping their pants right there in the road, while squatting as they're yelling first warning. And then second warning, and then third, and then that's when they walk up to you with a rifle, and if you don't move in 10 seconds, so people are just squatting as best you can, then they run, put it right to your head.
Damn.
And the entire time, it's kind of like they explained that there was some type of war within the United States. There's poverty and joblessness is everywhere.
Sounds very
contemporary. I don't know where they got that from, but they just like in Hunger Games, just like in Battle Royale, they come up with a competition to kind of motivate people to have, make sure, as Mark Hamill plays the major who's in charge of, seems like he's in charge of more than just the competition, because he makes.
I didn't recognize it being Mark Hamill at all. In the trailer. I thought it was Stephen Lang.
When I was watching in theaters, I was like, "Who is this actor?" Because I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And I watched it. I was like, and I was like, I've heard of this. I know this voice. Oh shit, it's Mark Hamill.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I'm realizing in theaters because I hadn't looked anything up on this. I just saw the trailer. It was a Stephen King novel, and it seems like he's in charge of more than just the competition. But for the time being, he's definitely high up in this military hierarchy that has taken over. It's like a right wing government, military dictatorship that's taken over the country, or at least this section of the country. And they make it's volunteer. It's volunteer. If you win the competition, you get
25 million.
25 million plus one wish. The wish has to be within reason. You can't be like, I wish the government to go away. You can't. It has to be within reason, obviously. So that's what motivates these young men.
Two chicks, man.
Well, that actually comes up in the film. One guy says 3 chicks.
And also, a past winner was brought up where the kid apparently asked for an elephant, and he got an elephant.
They got him.
They got him.
Yeah, got to ride it home. Exactly. Yeah. So it's 50 guys one from every state. They volunteer for this. They mentioned that there is some kind of like medical screening that they go through before they actually get the final word. They show up on the day of the event. If you don't show up, apparently you're gunned down. Is what they say. Well,
there's a letter. You have a certain amount of time to back out of it, but no one's ever really backed out of it, and like it's kind of hinted at that no one actually volunteers. Like you're just, but it's just people are kind of grown or systematically just thrown into it. So like a draft.
Yeah. The reason that these young men volunteer is because it's a way to get out of the extreme poverty that's taken over the nation. Yeah. There's, again, joblessness is high. It seems like the only way out is to kind of move up to an extent, is join the military. Yeah, exactly. So you have to work within the system. So that's the competition. It's just straight walking. They give you like a pedometer. It looks like a which is weird because like the technology and the feel of this world they built up seems like it's like late 60-ish, early 70s. But the watches they give them have like modern, digital like trackers on them. They communicate with with the trucks that so that the soldiers are able to see who's below, and then they'll shout out a warning over loudspeaker.
So it seems like all the military has kept all the best
exactly,
technology.
Yeah, exactly. But so we don't get an exact year, but it's like late 70s, we'll say, somewhere around there. All young dudes. They don't mention it, but there's probably a competition for women, separate one. Who knows? But they never mention it. But it's all young. It's all young men. All young men within the age below 25, it seems. So between like 18 and 25, it seems. And at first, of course, it's just walking as far as you can walk. I don't know if you got this, Chad, but like they say there's no finish line, but there is an area throughout the entire competition. People aren't allowed to just sit there and cheer. If you pass people's property, they'll be out there. Yeah. But like bystanders can't be out there. Right. But they do get to a city. They say Memphis or something like that. I can't remember what it said, but I forget. But there is an area where people are allowed to cheer, and it kind of seemed like it was a finish line, but they didn't say there was a finish line.
I think
I missed something.
They said they're through that part of there's like one part of the walk that people are allowed to line up at, and it's usually near the end of it because I guess it's thinned out. The contestants are usually thinned out by the time they get to the... Right. Because I'm sure they've done this walk however many times. So
it's been years, it seems.
Yeah, and like they were at 330-something miles.
370, I think they said.
And down to
5 days. So imagine walking 5 days, no rest, no just the rations are just like a tube of like protein paste. Right. Yeah. And as much water as you can take, but that's it, But it seems like they only give you a certain amount of rations per time frame.
Dying from
so people are just collapsing. One kid gets a charity horse, and as the movie progresses, the main character is Cooper Hoffman. He was in Licorice Pizza, which was a pretty good movie. Of course, David Johnson is in it, who's a fucking amazing actor. We saw him in Alien Romulus. And some other like known like actors we don't really know that well.
I forget the Asian kid's name.
Tut Nayut.
Yeah, he was in the recent Karate Kid Legends movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. I think that's him, or is it Ben Wang? Ben Wang. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Ben Wang.
Mm-hmm. Right. He was in. That's right. This again. If they get off the path at any moment, they'll be given a warning and then shot. So there's like a path. No, it's a road. They're on a road. Okay. They're in this. It's assumed it's Interstate 1, which runs around the country.
Yeah.
So it's like if they step off the path at any point,
right.
so as
you can't just free roam.
So what happens? So eventually people start to kind of lose it because at day 3, day 4, no sleep. One guy just strips off his clothes and runs off the path, and he's immediately gunned down by a 50 caliber machine gun, which the soldiers are on these armored personnel carriers that instead of a cannon or a main gun, they have a camera. So it's being televised. We never see anybody actually watching it, but it's being televised for sure, and that's how people are keeping track of this. The crazy thing about this, one of the crazy things about this film is how brutal the deaths are. Like when they shoot somebody, like they splatter.
They show you it.
One guy gets shot like right in the head, and like it's just like his jaw's hanging off and shit. Yeah, it's just
and he's the youngest of the group.
Right. He's one of the guys that gets a Charlie horse, and they just walk up, and he's like. They did such a good job. I mean, this was directed by Francis Lawrence, and the plot is pretty basic. And we'll talk about how I think it got a little cliched. David Johnson's character was a little too on the nose, but this film is definitely, I don't want to say saved, but it's worth it to go see the performances by every single character. I haven't seen, aside from Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson, I haven't seen a lot of these, and Ben Wang. I haven't seen a lot of these guys are in it, but they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Really good acting, man.
No.
And they did such a good job. The writing and the directing and the acting is so well done that they were able to flesh out every single character. Because most of the film was them just walking and talking.
Yeah.
Which is pretty boring. But they did a smart thing where they took the time to flesh out the characters to the point where they're becoming friends. It really is like, and they did a good job, and these are all young guys anyway, but they did a really good job of capturing what young men do when they're around each other, which is talk shit. And try to like, oh, I'm tougher than you, and fuck you, oh, whatever, bro, just talking shit and just trying to kind of like give each other shit,
right? To motivate,
motivating, and then so they did a really good job of that, and so the characters fleshed out well enough that when somebody does get their ticket, as they say in the film, I mean somebody like falls out, you feel it, and the characters in this film feel it too. They all start yelling, "Come on, man, get up! You can do it! Get up!" And when they're about to shoot, like they turn away, and you could see how effective they are by
because even if they're in competition, they're still like
exactly
motivate
a guy. There's a bunch of actors and characters in there that we don't really see until the moment they get killed. But even the smaller characters that get killed off, you feel for them, and the characters. Like it's like a gut punch to them. Like it's really really well. I mean, this the acting in this, and of course David Johnson, I think is one of the finest actors for sure. So he does a really good job of it. Cooper Hoffman does a good job of it, and Ben Wang, who is the small. They even say it in the beginning of the film, like before the competition. Man, that guy's really small. I don't know how we're gonna be able to beat him.
Yeah,
and he's like one of the greatest shit talkers out there. He's like they're all giving each other shit.
He's got like kind of a New York or Boston accent. I forget. Yeah, and he's just like talking shit.
Yeah, exactly. And but yeah, they do a good job of fleshing out each character so that you feel it. And when they get shot, they get shot like their heads. That guy that like takes his clothes off and runs off, he kind of loses his mind, runs off. Yeah, he just gets lit up, man. Yeah, and they really mess him up. So there's Garrett Waring is in it. I'm not sure exactly where I saw him, but he's one of the actors that's in it. And again, every single character has like his motivations, which they all have motivation to win, but a good amount of story time, where they came from, what they're going to do. A lot of it is talking about like, what are you going to do if you win? Like, what are you going to do? And it's sad because like as you see it, you know that only one person can win, which means everybody else has to die.
Right.
So it's like, damn, like you feel for all these guys because they're in a shitty situation to begin with. They're already underdogs, but as the film goes on, you realize. Wow, they're very fleshed out. Them, and you want to root for all of them, but you know that one of the guys is only one of them is going to make it. Yeah, and so Cooper Hoffman, he plays Raymond. David Johnson plays this guy Peter, and they really begin to bond on the road. And the whole movie takes place over a course of 5 days. And you'll see a sign on the screen, day 3, mile 270, whatever it is. They really lose a lot of people at one point where. They're all kind of losing it. I think it's like day 3, and they have to go on an upgrade. It's like, and so as they're steep upgrade, incline. So they're all trying to get up there. Cooper Hoffman is losing it, and so there's another guy who his name is Charlie Plummer. That's the actor's name, but he plays Gary Barkovich, and he's like the asshole of the crowd.
Right.
He's like the guy that he gets a guy killed because he's like talking shit. Another guy's like, "That's really your name?" It's like, "Yeah, your mom's a hoe." This and that. Guy tries to swing at him, trips, and like turns his face into a hamburger on the pavement.
Yeah.
And then that's when they're the guards like, second warning, third warning, can't get up, and they shoot him, and then he just completely loses it. Like he's just like, holy shit.
Right.
He realizes what he did. He got that guy killed.
Yeah.
And so the rest of the guys are like, fuck you, fuck you, Gary, you fucking murderer. And every time they call him murderer, killer, he's like, shut up, that's not what I am. Don't say that. That's not cool. So he's not just like your mustache twirling evil kind of guy who, like, he does talk shit to like Cooper Hoffman's character. He says, as they're going up that steep up, he was like, you're gonna die today. This is it. You're dead. You're dead, because he still has a lot of energy. And like, that's it. You're dead. But he also tells David Johnson's character, like, oh, I got plans for you, which I thought was going to be, because now everybody's like, everybody's kind of, everybody's wants to separate themselves. Mm-hmm. They've like isolated him on his own, where everybody else is kind of bonding. Yeah. And so when somebody dies, they feel for, or somebody gets a Charlie horse or can't make it, the other guys pick them up and try to keep moving. But now this guy, he's like, fuck you, dude. We can't wait to see your brain splatter all over the ground. And he gets mad at that, like, no, that's really fucked up. You shouldn't say that to me. That's really, I didn't mean to do that to that kid, you know. So the entire time you're thinking, oh shit, is this guy gonna try to sabotage like somebody? That's what we thought was gonna happen, you know.
Well, and like as time went on, you saw that his character, he kind of was losing that confidence, that kind of bravado against the other kids. He was like he was. You could see it. Even the deaths that were happening behind him, those were affecting him even more. And like the one that he kind of initiated with the kid missing and falling to the ground, that's been torturing him the whole time. And so he's silently dealing with that. And like you kind of get that at the end when he's like trying to buddy up with the other guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I thought there was a lot of good metaphors in this movie. Obviously it's bonding. It's like, you know, young men, you know, we've all been young men. It's bonding with other young men and finding your crew and your friends is very important. So that's a big theme with this movie. Especially the guy we were just talking about, the guy Gary Barkovich. At the end, as he's kind of losing it, he says like, can I? One of the characters is Ben Wang. His name is Hank. He slowly begins to lose it, and they shoot him in the stomach. And they don't kill him. Of course, everybody else like, why don't they just finish him off? It's because they want somebody to go back and try to get him. And one of the characters does. It's like, come on, Ben, get up. And then Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson like get him. Like, come on, he's done. Like, we have to go.
I thought it was because Ben Wang, he grabbed the carbine from the guy in the truck. And he got shot in the gut. And
But he was already getting his warnings, though.
Yeah. Well, no, I know that, but I'm saying I thought why they shoot him in the gut or whatever. It's like so no.
Oh, you're right.
No one thinks to go and charge them.
You're right. Yeah, it discourages people from because they're not going to just finish you out clean. Right. They're going to have you suffer because you try to attack one of the guards. Yeah. Right? So they do that, as they're walking, they say, one of the guys is like, oh yeah, Hank told us he had a wife, so let's all make there's only 6 of them left. They say, let's make a pact at whoever makes it gives something to his wife. His wife's name is Clementine. And so they all say yes. And then Gary, who's the kind of like the asshole who got the kid killed, he's like, how come you guys didn't include me in it? Like it's like, well, we didn't figure you would care. Yeah. And it's like, he's like, no, and he talks to Cooper Hoffman, and he's like, he's like, can you talk to Peter and say, I'll be a part of that too? Is that okay? Can you tell him? And so then he says, like, yeah. So can I be part of the crew now? Right. Because as they slowly begin to realize their mortality, of course, nobody wants to die alone. So that's part of it. And eventually he takes his spoon that he's going to be carrying with him and stabs himself in the neck and finishes himself off right there.
I thought when he was talking to Cooper Hoffman's character that he was going to do something there to Cooper, like stab him.
I thought so too.
Because he had his arm around him while they were walking. They just pulled him real close. Yeah. And it looked like you don't see his other arm. So I was like, oh, is he going to come up and...
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he gets frustrated and he doesn't think that they're going to be friends with him. So he kind of speeds up in front of them and then turns around and just...
stabs himself.
In front of them and stuff. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
And they still come up and shoot him because he's... the guy, Tut Nuyut, is he's a kind of he's been in some other things, but he's kind of a newer actor. His name is Arthur Baker. He's a very religious guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So he's another one of the characters that him and Peter, as played by David Johnson, are kind of the guys that hold everybody together to an extent. They're like the
Three
most,
Musketeers.
The Three Musketeers. Yeah, even though there's four of them.
Yeah.
It's Raymond, Peter,
There's
Arthur.
Technically four because D'Artagnan.
That's true. Yeah,
that's why I was like,
Hank,
it does work.
Yeah, and even Hank's like, how the fuck does that work?
Yeah.
The Three Musketeers, and that's when we see in the trailer like one for all, one for, and they're all cheering that. So they kind of make these four guys kind of make a pact together. Eventually, Arthur, who's played by Tut, he's a very religious guy, so he begins to kind of lose it, and he's being carried by Raymond and Peter. And he keeps saying,
his nose is bleeding.
His nose can't stop bleeding because he's got an internal hemorrhage. And the guy that I mentioned, Garrett Waring, his name is Billy Stebbins in this. Yeah. He says, it's internal hemorrhage. He means he's done.
He's done,
yeah. But at the same time, Billy Stebbins, who's like this very, tall, blonde, perfect, image-looking guy.
Uh-huh.
He gets sick on the road, and he's now beginning to slow down as well. And he even says, I haven't been sick in 10 years, and to this right now, this time is when my body begins to get sick. Yeah. So that's affecting him. He's coughing a lot, runny nose, can't breathe very well. And as we find out, he's actually the son of the Major, and the Major has, as he says, has bastards everywhere. So he entered this to try to. They ask him, "What's your wish?" Because that's it's supposed to be a very personal thing. Yeah. Everybody asks him, "What's your wish?" My wish is to be accepted into his family.
Get legitimacy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he doesn't make it, and he stands in the road. He's like, "Well, I'm not going to go out whimpering as cowering." And so he stands there and he stops walking. He says, "Do it, just do it." And they come up and shoot him. And the Major's on a truck just watching because the entire time you see the Major driving up and down. Mark Hamill's character driving up and down, and it's great because right before that happens, Mark Hamill's like, "Oh yeah, you're in the home stretch, boys," which again I didn't get because I thought there wasn't a finish line, but whatever. He was. I
think it's like a figurative, just like. Well,
you're down to the last group.
Yeah, there's like three of them left.
Yeah. But also, I think it's because it's Cooper Hoffman's home state.
Yeah,
and they keep referencing that because I guess they do different states for.
It's one from each state. Yeah.
So since he's the hometown boy, I think it's also for that where it's like, this is the home stretch where people are able to cheer the last two on.
You get a little bit more encouragement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Mark Hamilton keeps saying, come on, boys, you're almost same straight. And the final guys are left like, fuck you, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And I love it. He's like, that's a spirit. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. Also during we get some background on this government that's taken over. It's obviously free speech is not a thing. Right. So when they criticize the government, they say, "Hey, you better be careful. You can't be saying that kind of stuff." And day 4, when they're exhausted, there's only a handful of them left. They also say, "You know what? Fuck the government. Fuck it. Fuck." And they start screaming that because what are they gonna do? They're gonna shoot all of them, and end the game. So eventually they reach the end, and at this point, Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson are very bonded. They call each other brothers. We find out that David Johnson grew up in an orphanage because the war killed his parents.
They're the last two.
They're the last two. He was caught stealing, so he had to survive on the streets a lot. And he says, what I always wanted a brother. And as we find out, Cooper Hoffman's Raymond's parents were killed by the Major because his father was. His father still had books that were banned. He had Nietzsche, other books that have been banned. So as we find out, we get a flashback that Mark Hamilton's character comes in and executes him. He says, "Do you renounce all those works and agree to be a good citizen for the government?" He says no, and he shoots him. So Cooper Hoffman's motivation is, at the end, he's going to ask for a carbine as a trophy. And he's going to turn around and shoot the Major. That's his. Yeah. And the entire time, David Johnson's like, "You can't do that, man. You got to just live." And this is what I was saying. There's a little too on the nose. He was like, life is beautiful. You have to live. You don't let them win. And you can't take another life. That's not right. That kind of. He starts saying those kind of. Very well written. David Johnson, he delivers it spot on.
Such a good actor.
Because he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little too on the nose, but whatever. At the end.
Well, I think it was on the nose like that because that's pretty much how he's going to keep his newfound brother. Well, that's the thing. One of them is going to die, but
exactly.
And earlier on, we heard Johnson say, at some point, I'll probably just sit down and let you win and stuff like that. So I was like, that's what's gonna happen at the end. And then like so he's saying that it's like, don't throw your life away, and
true,
and and you got your mom and blah 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 and all that, and obviously I would, he didn't bring it up, but he's given everybody's stuff to their parents or saying because you don't want to just die for nothing,
right?
So I felt it was still poignant, and it didn't lose. It wasn't too cheesy for me. I don't know.
We got a really good. Oh, I forgot. We got a really good scene where one of the characters is a Native American. He says he's from South Dakota.
Yeah,
and he also gives up, but he says fuck it, and he just grabs a rifle from when the soldier shoots him, and then the soldiers shoot him, and before they can finish him off, he puts the rifle under his chin and
takes
shoots
his own life.
Yeah. Before that, though, he right after he's shot, he starts chanting like a Native American chant, which was really powerful.
Yeah, that was powerful.
And then he just he's like, I'm gonna do it myself. And he
go out on my own terms.
Yeah, exactly. He takes
I got choked up on a lot of the parts of these movies,
seriously,
especially with the conversations, and then like also them having to listen to the gunshot in the background of their friends being killed. So it's like, jeez.
Yeah, and pretty much every single death is that it's behind them because a person has stopped walking or it's gotten hurt. And so they all kind of like turn away as the shot happens. It's like, pretty chilling.
As they're getting left behind, they'll have their goodbyes and stuff
because they know.
It's like, no, I can't do this, guys.
Like Tut Nuyat, because he's very religious, says like, I'm going home, guys.
Yeah,
I'm going home, and they let him go, and he's. And so in the end, David Johnson stops walking. Cooper Hoffman realizes, goes back to him, and is like, "Come on, man, get up! We got it." And by this point, Cooper Hoffman's like shoes have literally fallen apart. Like he's just walking on his bare feet. So he picks him up. He's like, okay. He's like, yeah, you're right. You're right, Raymond. I'm gonna keep going. So David Johnson keeps walking, and he says, saying, yeah, thanks for getting me. You're right. As he's saying that, Cooper Hoffman has stopped walking and sits down, and that's when they come up and shoot him. And David Johnson realizes what happens, and he's like, he just completely breaks down. He didn't realize that he had stopped walking and let him win. And that's when he breaks down. He's just again, we've said this many times. David Johnson's acting is
insane,
phenomenal.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's
gonna.
I mean, we all expect huge things from this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
In the future,
completely breaks down. He's calling for. He's like keeps saying Ray, because he's completely heartbroken. Major comes up. Congratulations, son, you won. And again, some of this was a little too on the nose. It's like, because Mark Hamilton's like. Character wears his shades the entire time. In this scene, it's nighttime and it's raining, and he still has his shades. I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, whatever, But that's when he says, "So what's your wish?" And he says, "Oh, I want a carbine." And so he hands him, and he points it at the major, and the other soldiers like point their weapons at him, and he's like, "Don't worry, boys. He's not going to shoot because he just won." It's like if he shoots at this, there's nothing's going to happen. Just put the rifle down. It's fine. Just put the rifle down. That's when he says, "This is for Raymond," and he shoots him. And then he just like kind of walks off, which again I thought it was kind of a weird part of the movie because he probably would have been lit up immediately as soon as he did that.
Well, that was.
I was expecting as soon as because he drops the weapon and turns away, and we see him walk off into like down the street in this rain-filled environment. Right. And I was expecting we turn around and started walking away that we just saw some squibs go everywhere.
Well, I felt that. I mean, after he did that. Maybe the major is higher up than we think, and after they kill him, like
that could be a 2.
What do we do?
Yeah, that could be a 2.
Or that part is kind of just in his mind of walking off, and the fireworks are the gunshots.
I mean, the problem with that is like imagine if you went up to Hitler and shot him, and he was surrounded by his guards.
No, it is true.
You would be dropped immediately.
True, but it's also like, are these soldiers doing it because they have to, or because they need?
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, I think the initial reaction would just be
he's kind of untouchable at that point.
Well, and that's what we thought too. But it doesn't. I mean, that's again, the wish can't be something that changes like policy or something. It has to be something within reason.
Yeah, and he didn't ask to kill the guy. So
exactly.
Like,
he asked for a carbine.
He just asked for the carbine.
Yeah.
So I don't think. Plus the speech that Mark Hamill was giving before he was awarded his wish. He was, praising this guy. He's the hero of this nation,
the people's champion,
and all these people around. Like, I don't think they could kill him because that would dissent the rest of the population.
That could be too,
possibly as well.
It'd be like because it's supposed to be for motivation. This thing, so that could be. I don't know.
And it's on camera.
Yeah, but still, it's a right wing like totalitarian government.
I mean, it's very Hunger Gamesy in a way. Like,
that's true.
Like then at the end of the first book, like
they're gonna kill each other.
They're gonna kill each other, and the government decides we can't do anything to them because then it would just
people would go nuts. Exactly. Yeah. But but that was a good build up in that movie showing what would happen. And this we never saw people watching it.
Yeah,
we only saw
got
crowd
more
at
of
the
an
end.
outside perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But overall, dude, it was. I mean, some of the stuff was too on the nose, but like that part, and some of it kind of didn't make any sense. Like that last second. But you know what? I'm not faulting it. It's fine. This movie was good just for the performances of the actors in it. Really well done. And I also thought, like, being in the Army as long as I was, I kind of felt like it was a metaphor for soldiers, young men at war. Yeah, enlisting.
That's why I kind of got that vibe as you were talking about it, like them coming together as brotherhood and realizing that they're not all of them's going to make it. Man, it is. I don't know if that was. I haven't read enough about this, but I don't know if that was Stephen King's intention because it was written in 1979, right after the Vietnam War. His intention was getting more cocaine.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know if it was his intention because it takes 1979 right after the Vietnam War where everybody was completely fucked by that war. So that could be it. I mean,
that makes sense politically.
Too, but either way, it did feel. It reminded me of like being in basic training because again, it's all very young dudes, all in their late teens, early 20s,
not kind of knowing what they're getting into.
Exactly, and they're all kind of they're all getting to know each other. Like, hey, what's your name? Where are you from? That kind of thing.
Talking shit to each other.
Competing against one another. Helping each other out.
Yeah.
So it did seem, but in the long walk was marching. It seemed like soldiers like marching off to war, and then slowly getting picked off little by little, and then them being completely torn apart. When one of them was, and then forming these really strong bonds with each other in a very short amount of time. So it did seem like it was a metaphor for that, for
kind
war.
Like Apocalypse Now,
exactly,
going down the river.
Exactly, and for young men marching off to war. It seemed like it was like those kind of like those themes were interwoven with this in this movie, and even like again, it's like a 1960-ish, 70s like film, like it has that feeling, and the clothes they wear resemble that as well. The actors, so it did seem like they're all new, like they're fresh cadets or fresh recruits coming in off the street to be molded into like these soldiers marching off to war. So it seemed like those were the metaphors and the themes that were really prevalent in this film, and I really appreciated that.
And does it feel like this contest is just going to keep on going?
Yeah, because they said it's
next year.
Exactly.
Year
now, I mean, I don't know if they would do a sequel to this. I kind of hope they don't, because then it kind of turns into like the Hunger Games, like let's overthrow the government, and but if they did, maybe a little more backstory on
Long Walk to the Capitol.
Yeah, to the or maybe it's a female centric walk this time. They didn't hint that there is one though. It seems like it was all young men. Again, a metaphor for the Vietnam War, young men marching off to war. Absolutely. Which was most of it. There were women for sure, but
when you watched it, did you do it on a treadmill like they were doing? With
I saw. I heard about that. Yeah, dude.
They were doing screenings where people had to walk through the entire.
And if you stop,
you did the entire film. That's easy.
You couldn't finish, but if you stop, you had to leave.
You can't
save the movie. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I could do that.
I'm like, they should have done that everywhere. That sounds like a great idea.
No,
it's crazy, man. Because like in this film, they said 5 days, no sleep. Yeah. Very little food. And again, no stopping.
Yeah.
People are like people are like sleeping as they're walking.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing, which is a thing. It's real. I did it on these ruck marches that we did in the Army. But like, it's amazing because they did 5 days, 300 plus miles, no stopping. I remember one time I went to go see this with Julie, and I remember I told her one time, like when I first reported to Fort Lewis, Washington, I was 20 years old, really great shape. We did rock marches all the time, but generally they were like built up. So they were like a couple miles, something like that. So I was my third year in the Army. I'd just come back from Germany, so I was. And I'm saying this because I was already pretty experienced with ruck marches and things like that. And ruck marches, you have your military pack, full pack in your boots,
50 pounds worth of gear,
about 50 pounds, with your uniform, Kevlar, and your gear. And we didn't have weapons for this one, but generally the longest one I'd done up to that point was 12 miles. And at the end of basic training, again building up to it, we did 2 miles and 5, 4.
I've done 12-mile hikes, and they're not fun.
They're not fun, man. And in basic training, we did it with full equipment.
No.
So in this one, we did it with just our gear, no weapons, so at least a little bit less weight. So I show up to Fort Lewis, and it's my 5th day at the unit.
Yeah.
I'm brand new, And they're like, oh, by the way, we're doing a 12-mile ruck march for the whole unit. They had been building up to this
but
for like 2 months, and I had just gotten there.
Right.
And again, it reminded me of a little bit of the long walk because I had gotten there. And my squad leader was like, "You don't have to do it if you don't want. You want to be a bitch about it. You don't have to do it." And I was like, "I'm not. Fuck that. I'm not no. I'm not no bitch." And like, I'll do it. I don't care. And again, I was in great shape, but like, I wasn't in great shape for a 12-mile ruck march with full gear, Kevlar helmet, and your 4. So I did it, and I hung in there. Knocked it out, and at the end, I was like, even raced to the squad leader that had, it was like, you don't have to do it if you want. If you're, if you want to be a little bitch, you can stay behind. Because he's giving me shit. So I was like, fuck that, I'm not gonna do it. So him and I raced to the end at the finish line. But dude, for the next, and that was done on a Friday. The entire weekend, my legs could barely move. Yeah. And I'm 20 years old in amazing shape. I could barely move. I was like going up the stairs, and I was like having to grab the handrail and kind of like pull myself up. Because like the back of my legs were like completely shredded, like completely locked up. Yeah. I was in so much pain. And I was like, I can't, as I was watching this, not only was I getting thirsty watching it, because they're walking in heat the entire time. Yeah. But I was just like, I can't imagine doing 300 plus miles in 5 days. Right. And I did 12 miles broke me off. Yeah. When I was at one of the peak physical periods of my life, I can't. It was pretty painful to watch. Yeah. What'd you think of it, Jeff?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, the other than Hunger Games and Battle Royale, it came off to me as oh my god, I'm blanking on the name. Shawshank and what's the
oh yeah, you mentioned
Stand By Me. Stand By Me. It had Stand By Me vibes with the camaraderie of the kids and stuff like that, and then kind of Shawshank with camaraderie of prisoners and just them talking about life and stuff. And off of what you said, metaphorically, the military aspect, I could see that, but what came to mind was kids or young men leaving their home after 18. And this walk is the walk of life. It's like the hardships are hitting you, and then you're making friends along the way, but you're also losing these friends along the way. And so, it's like their tread through life, and like the harsh life is the bullets that are taking these kids' lives and stuff like that. So I kind of saw it as that, and like even especially with the mom coming to see him like near one of his hometowns.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that. Yeah,
where he hasn't seen her for a while. So like as most people might go without seeing their parent for a while, there was this crazy moment of him wanting to go to his mom, but if he stopped, he would get killed. And Johnson had to pull him away and keep him moving. And so it was like I could see this is a metaphor for life, but also for war it could be as well. So.
That part's pretty heartbreaking too, because at that point his shoes are falling apart. Yeah, so he's just walking in his socks. Like, no shoes. Like your feet, because he's bleeding from his feet.
And she's telling him to stay away because he'll get shot if he stays there.
So she can't throw him shoes or anything like that.
Well, she didn't even know that she needed shoes.
But it seems like they can't interfere. Yeah. It seems like they can't get any kind of help.
Can't throw a protein bar at his head.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they get food, but they only get some. Oh, at one point, Hank Cole's played by Ben Wang. He goes to grab his. They have it's called a ruck march belt, like a web belt. Okay. Which is like it's you saw him in the Ghostbusters have them. In the original '80s Ghostbusters. Yeah. Those belts, and attached to it is a canteen, and they have 3 little slots for their paste, which is their food. He drops it, and he's like, oh shit, like. I can't, because his leg is beginning there's a point where Hank's leg begins to kind of like tense up as well. Right. He drops it and he's like, oh shit, he can't even stop to pick it up. Yeah, because he's already gotten a warning. Yeah. So he has to stop. And he's like, oh shit, and he can't. He drops his. So he's like, and they're like, it's okay, man, you'll get other rations. So he's like, yeah, but that's not for another couple hours. I'm allergic to everything else. So that's when you see Cooper, like Hoffman, Raymond, hand him his protein paste. He's like, here you go, man, like. It's like, oh, thanks, appreciate So that's one, and that's kind of early in the film, and they're kind of bonding. Yeah. But that's pretty great. Like they can't even stop to pick up because he's already on his 3rd warning. He can't even stop to pick up the pace that like he's walking, and drops something, can't stop to pick it up because he can't lower his pace. Yeah. And again, you see guys like as they're walking, they're taking pisses, dropping their pants. Oh, yeah. One guy gets pretty bad diarrhea. Yeah. And so he has to drop it.
He's every like few minutes,
and you see everything.
His pants
it's graphic.
I kind of want to watch it to see if the commentary is like, if they got this kid to actually shit on camera,
or if CGI,
or if it's like a fake ass, because that didn't.
No, I think it was his ass, but I think it was CGI.
You see it coming out of the butt.
Yeah, no, you see it. He drops his pants and
you see it drop.
It's not close up. It's
it could have been a little
rubber
packet
or something.
thing. Yeah,
that's true. It could have been that. Yeah,
but
you run it from the front.
Yeah,
like
a hose. Yeah.
Because it didn't seem like fake.
Oh, you want to shit your pants? I can make you shit your pants. Don't worry.
Because it looked like actual, like not digital shit. It looked like something came out. So that's why I was like, I want to just see how they did that.
Is it $20 million budget? It's probably real shit.
It's probably, yeah. But it's crazy. So like he drops it, he gets his warning.
Yeah.
He picks it up, starts running again. He can't hold it in, so he has to drop it again.
Oh.
He has to drop it, and there's no toilet paper.
Right.
You shit, and then you just keep going.
Hey, well, at least this is dark humor, but at least that bullet carried his the rest of his poop, because when you die, you
shit yourself.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. So. There's another part. Same thing. Arthur, played by Tut Niyot. He same thing. He drops trout, starts like shitting, and they come up. He gets his warnings, and they come up and they point the rifle right. They're like, and everybody scream, "Get up! Get up! What are you doing? Come on! Come on!" And he picks up his pants and keeps running. He's like, all right. He's like, and he gets up, gets out of it. But yeah, it's just if you got to go, you got to go, and there's no.
You don't got time to wipe.
Yeah. And as they get up, he gets up to him, and he's like, "Oh man, that was close." And they're like, "Hey man, no, sorry to tell you this. Like, it sucks to say, but like, can you walk ahead of us? Because you smell pretty bad.
Smell terrible.
Yeah, because there's no wiping. There's no, and it's only the only thing they give you is a couple rations in refill your canteen.
Yeah,
that's it. There's no medical treatment. There's no toilet paper. Whatever they're allowed to carry a backpack, so whatever you can fit in there, food, extra food. Whatever. TV. One guy has radio. Yeah, one guy's a writer, so he's like he has notebooks and he's like writing everything down. He's like, I'm gonna write a book on this once it's that kind of shit.
Yeah,
and that's the guy that breaks his ankle. So he's like, that's such a heartbreaking scene because he's limping. He's still he's not giving up. He's still crying, but he's like crying. And they come up and they just
he's like still trying to hop along.
Right, but he's not hitting the 3 mile an hour.
Exactly. Now,
he was under the 3.
Yeah, for sure. There's no. I mean, he would have passed out from the pain eventually. But it is like a weird setup that they have with the military guys because they're mostly driving like these old armored like trucks, armored cars. That they're probably like in use. Probably they're real vehicles. They're real military vehicles that they're using in this film. Probably used in the 50s or 60s.
They're not Humvees. They're like
not Humvees. That's what I'm saying. Like it's all stuff like prior to like the 1970s.
Yeah,
all their equipment.
Yeah.
Although they do have.
So this could be like post maybe Cold War.
It could be
like a different dystopic future that we lost the Cold War.
It definitely seems like
a Fallout. Kind of scenario.
It's definitely post-apocalyptic. Ish, because they have again all their technology is weird, and they even have the rifles that they have are M16A1s, which are used in Vietnam. We don't use them anymore.
Well, this was one thing that I wasn't sure about because like the outfit that the major was wearing didn't seem like a perfect fit. So it's like I was thinking maybe he's not like real military, and this is just a role that he's taking on. So that's why I was like, maybe that's why they're using older equipment or
that could be
that they couldn't get
because they use.
It's a makeshift military.
Yeah, they use like 1960-ish fatigues, but they're gray.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're not
There's
camouflage.
No, like, they're not insignias on anything.
Yeah, exactly. And most of those are like OD green, wild drab green, and these are all gray. So it was a weird. It's not that important, but
more fascist looking,
very fascist looking, exactly. And then but mostly they have these two like armored trucks, kind of armored cars driving around with them, and then they have a big truck with lights so they can see at night. And then every now and again you'll see, which is a really weird choice. They have a Paladin, which is this massive. It's not even a tank. It's a towed. It's a mobile artillery. Yeah. So it's this massive artillery gun that's on the top of this kind of tank chassis, and they're like riding around. It was like, why is that there? Right. It was weird. It's like they have artillery.
Little Mad Max.
Yeah, very Mad Max. And that's a guy. You see his feet are bleeding, and so he's like, it's bleeding through his shoes. And so he runs like, please, my feet, and they kind of like push him off. And the Paladin, this massive tank, just drives over his legs, and that's when they just execute him right there. Yeah.
I wonder though that artillery's for if for some reason the person who attempts to run away, if they didn't get shot, they have a longer distance to just.
I mean, that's a little overkill, I guess. Yeah,
might just be
a little overkill.
They military might.
Yeah, they definitely have. They have. I mean, they had a 50 caliber machine, which is huge,
which they do use.
Yeah,
on
they use it, and
the
guy's head comes apart. So.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Anyway, so
making gazpacho.
Yeah, exactly. But all that stuff is important. It's just it seems like it's more like intimidation than anything else, which is fine. But I mean, aside from that, man, like the performances, I recommend you see it, Watson. It's I don't know if I want to watch it again because it is a rough watch.
Yeah,
you leave the theater, you're kind of like
shit. Like that's depressing, dude.
Yeah, because you're going it through with all of these guys. So
yeah, exactly.
Well, and especially, I mean, it does sound like it's more of a character piece.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's one thing Stephen King's really good.
Exactly.
He's amazing at writing characters and writing dialogue. And, you have, sounds like some of the best actors, the young actors today in it.
Yeah.
So that always helps carry along, these character pieces. If it was bad acting, then you're just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah. I mean, leaving the theater, I was like, oh, did Frank Darabont direct this?
Yeah.
Because
it felt like
a Frank Darabont movie.
100%.
And he didn't, but then a friend of mine, Casey, she was looking up facts about the movie, and apparently Frank Darabont was trying to buy rights to this a while back.
That makes sense, yeah.
But he couldn't, I forget the reason why he couldn't do it.
He's a big Stephen King fan, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's
made
Green Mile and Shawshank.
Shawshank,
But, like, this would have been, I want to say...
The 80s or 90s?
It was like around the time he did the Majestic and the one before that.
Pre-Shawshank.
Pre-Shawshank.
So 90s.
Yeah. So
could be one of those films that the rights has just been floating around.
It seems very strange they've never done anything with this. Yeah. And it's been around since '79. Yeah. So.
Well, I don't. It's probably not one of the most popular of his books.
I had never even heard of it until just a couple months ago.
Yeah. Until I saw the trailer for this, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been like a new book that Stephen wrote, and he's like, "Oh, let's do one of his newer stuff."
Yeah,
but no,
let's not. I've read some of his newer stuff. It's
What do you mean?
Yeah, he's just kind of putting it out there.
Mr. Mercedes is good. I think that's him, right?
Yeah. Can we just get a good stand, please? Let's just do a good stand. Let's just do a good stand miniseries. So there was one that came out on Paramount Plus that was god awful.
Oh, really?
It was not good, dude. And then the one from the 90s was
the miniseries.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah,
it was okay, but it was not the book. I took when I was in high school. I took the entire summer between 10th and 11th grade to read it. It took me all summer because it's 1,000 pages.
It's dense.
Yeah, it's very dense.
And it's 1,000
pages.
But
it's good. But it's very engaging. Yeah. Like it hooks you in. And there's a lot of there's a whole section where he describes society falling apart. Yeah. And these rogue soldiers take over the radio station or this TV station and are executing people live, and other soldiers go in there and shoot them to stop. It's because every society is breaking apart.
Yeah,
so well done, and every single adaptation just leaves it out.
Yeah,
whatever. It just jumps right into. It goes from there's some kind of flu going around to all of a sudden they're survivors. Everybody's dead, and then there's a mission with Mother Abigail and Randall Flagg, and it's like. Can we just get a build up before we go right into Flag? And because it's the last 3/4 of the book. I mean, the last quarter of the book is Flag and Abby. The rest is them getting to that point,
right?
And they leave all that shit out. What the fuck are you guys doing?
I think it's one of those things where it's you're never gonna get a great adaptation of that because you have to do it as a miniseries. You can't do it as a 2-hour movie.
You have absolutely, yeah.
And then as a miniseries, then you're automatically cutting your budget, right? Because no miniseries unless you're getting Game of Thrones money.
Well, yeah, but I mean, look at Game of Thrones. It's the first season was super cheap. It was done on the fly.
That's true.
It kind of looks like a 90s kind of Xena Warrior Princess show.
Yeah.
That's how kind of cheaper it is, a little bit. But they were able to do that, and it was very successful. And I think they keep pointing out, well, we tried it, and it's failed twice because you guys aren't doing it right.
Right.
So, so do it properly. And
I mean, I think the show did well, but
I think
the people who did Castle Rock might have, if they made an attempt at it, maybe it could have been a little bit better. But
casting of Randall Flagg has to be key.
I was to say, because the guy they did in the 90s was okay. He was pretty good. But then they did Skarsgård and I was like, that's good. But then Yeah, the casting in the first day was 50-50. It wasn't great, But in this one,
didn't do great.
No, for the one from the 90s.
Oh,
it was okay. What's his name? Lieutenant Dan was in it.
Gary Sinise.
Gary Sinise. Yeah. I liked him in that as the main. Although I think he was a little too old for the character in the book, but even back then. Mm-hmm. But I mean this last was okay.
Right. McConaughey is in the Dark Tower movie. He plays the Man in Black, which is kind of supposed to be Randall Flagg.
He's Randall Flagg, basically. He is.
Yeah. I hate to say it. That's good casting.
No, that's great. Yeah.
I wish that Dark Tower movie was better.
Dude, McConaughey as Randall Flagg
would have been killed.
Yeah, it'd be great. But I don't. Anyway, we got a little topic there, but just give me the standard right as miniseries. Goddamn, I'll do it. Goddamn. But Long Walk. Highly recommend. Go see it. It's one of Stephen King's definitely lesser known titles, but still very well done.
And I like it's in that kind of that like the Darabont kind of aesthetic.
Yeah, exactly. Very much so.
Watching the trailer, I get very like Dust Bowl kind of feel.
Very much. It really reminded me of like the first season of Walking Dead.
Yeah,
which was all Darabont. So which they should have never taken that show from him. He was really good. Also, don't be a nobody and go see this film. Nobody 2. You watched it, right?
I did.
You haven't watched it yet, Watson?
I have not. No,
I haven't seen it either.
It was. I would say this one's a fun ride. I wanted it to be a little bit more than it was, and it didn't. It was like because the second one it had to follow him with his family because they're going on a vacation trip.
Yeah,
and like after the first movie. Bob Odenkirk's character is like taking hit jobs again, and it's kind of distancing him from his family because he's just in and out and not.
Hutch is his name, right?
I want to say, it's been a bit since I've seen it.
Sorry,
so the names are a little bit. It is Hutch Manziel, and all the people are back again. The kids, the mom. Christopher Lloyd is back as his dad. It's great. It's great seeing him. Although it's funny because they're going to an old town that Christopher Lloyd used to bring RZA and Bob Hutch to and they had this like little cabin, and then they go to this water park that's there and stuff. But mainly, he's trying to reconnect with his family by taking him on this trip, and he's like, I'm not going to do any work.
Right.
And then he kind of gets involved with something with Colin Hanks being like a corrupt sheriff of the town.
Interesting.
Which he does a great job.
Interesting casting.
I like when he plays off character where he plays
He's not your first choice.
No, he plays a good dick. He's not the boss, but like Sharon Stone, she's the maniacal. And she really goes for it with playing like crazy, and
she's doing her Catwoman version of Sharon Stone.
A little bit, like just like she'll kill you like if you make the slightest thing wrong, and it's a whole like this part of town that they're in is like a byway for drugs and like just deals to go on.
Okay,
and Sharon Stone runs that, and if you fuck with her business, she's just gonna try to destroy you. So pretty much. Though most of this movie, I would say it's a little bit less action than the first one because we get to just stick with him, and he's dealing with this. But the fact that he has to work around his family and like we cut back to the family a lot, I think it takes away from the action side of the movie. Although there's plenty of good action scenes, but I don't know, it didn't feel as impactful as the first movie did.
Right.
And I still had some fun with this one. There were some fun moments. But it just didn't hit the mark for me to beat the first one. And though I like the acting from everybody, they're in like seeing it with a crowd was good in the audience because everybody would cheer. Like the first instant when they are in town and they're at this arcade and the son is throwing basketball and there's a local bully that messes with him because a girl's talking to him and not him, so he's jealous, and so he tries to start something with Bob Odenkirk's son, and then a little fight breaks out because he takes the sister's thing that he won and rips it.
Right,
and then the guard comes. Yeah, it's in the trailer. Like the guard of the place smacks the girl in the back of the head, and the dad walks in and starts beating everybody up, and so which is a great scene. Everybody was right when the guard smacked the girl in the back of the head, everybody in the crowd was like, "Oh!" Like they were ready.
Oh, it started.
They were ready for it to start. So it was fun to see. I just, I wish there could have been.
And his family are fully aware of what he's been doing.
Yes,
so,
they know now, and some, which I wanted them to be more involved with it, but they were still kind of like put off to the sideline,
right.
And so that's why I was like, okay, it works here and there.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of Christopher Lloyd. He pops in and out, and so I don't know. I feel like there could have been something else going on. To make it more interesting, but the back and forth between him and Colin Hanks was fun too, where he was getting frustrated. It's like, take care of this guy, he's just being like a corrupt sheriff, that you'd see in a TV show or a movie, I don't know. But I would say it's fun to see. You don't have to see it in theaters, but it's a fun watch.
It looked fun. I mean, I think part of the charm of the first one is the fact that he's kind of hiding that life from his family. Yeah. And he doesn't seem like the type to be able to do half the stuff.
Exactly.
So you take that away now with the sequel. Yeah. And kind of, what do you got, I
feel like I know in this context, he's trying to not get involved with stuff, but he can't. It seems like his character can't help it. And I didn't mention this, but the reason why he's working again is because this company, you don't know who the company is exactly, but this company is covering his debt because he burned all that money in the first one. Yeah. So he has to work it off. So that's why he's forced to do these jobs. And he's like, hey, I need to take a break. I want to go on vacation with the family. He's like, all right. But if people come after you, we're not going to help and stuff like that. So, I think there's something else they could have done plot-wise with the character. Maybe if they do a third one, but I don't see them probably doing a third one. Right. I don't know how well it did in theaters, but I'd say it's still fun to watch. Still, Bob Odenkirk does a great job. Yeah. Christopher Lloyd's fun. RZA has a cool scene with there's scenes with RZA. When he gets a phone call from Hutch, he's in Japan and he's like in decked out gi and he's meditating and he's like,
gotta love the RZA.
And then he shows up.
I'm guessing those were all his ideas.
Yeah. Most likely.
My character's gonna be a samurai in this.
Well, because he shows up in the town with a sword and he's like, he has a sword fight with, what's the actor's name? He's a henchman in all the in the John Wick movies. Oh my God, Daniel Bernhardt. He's like the one in the club at the first one who throws him off the balcony. Oh yeah, he kind of beats him up, but he keeps showing up in all their Chad Stilisky's and the other guys' movies, and which I'm excited. He's got a movie coming out soon where he's like a sword wielding Conan type of character.
Oh, nice,
coming out called Deathstalker. It's like a remake of an old series apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's fun. He's working for Sharon Stone's character Daniel Bernhardt, and he's like her head henchman type of thing. So. RZA has a sword fight with him and stuff, and it's a pretty funny, cool scene with that. So, yeah, it's got its moments. I'd say, check it out if you really like the first one. And
give the numbers.
Yeah, the budget was 25 minutes and box office rounded at 38, so it hit 40.
Okay, so it did.
It's made its money.
It's made. Yeah. I mean, let's say it's a $10 million budget. I mean, $10 million marketing budget, probably a little more than that. So yeah, let's say 35. Yeah, so
it'll make its money back in streaming and
hopefully so.
And stuff,
I really hope so because these are fun movies and Bob Odenkirk is awesome.
It's been a good year for these smaller action movies too. I mean,
exactly.
Start of the year with Love Hurts and then Annabelle and Novocaine. It seems to be this. They're slowly growing and
it's like these little fun action movies. Yeah, for sure.
I really think though it would be great for the movie because there's not too much interaction between Bob Odenkirk and Sharon Stone. You can't really get that. It's more with Colin Hanks. He kind of has the animosity, like get out of my town type of thing. Right. But I feel if you give another comedian, he's another comedian is the villain. So it's like comedian. So you could have kind of back.
Do you have David Cross? So have you ever Mr. Show?
That was an idea that popped in my head. Or I was thinking also. What's his name from? He's been in Stranger Things. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name all of a sudden. He's the bald one with the beard.
Oh yeah. Oh man, what's that guy's name?
I'm
I know his character's name, but
it's
Bernie
like
something. But yeah,
but I think because he learned martial arts for Stranger Things, and I was like, oh, just throw him in,
right,
Nobody, and they could face off with each other.
Because actually, that's a good idea because it's someone you don't expect.
Yeah, like another guy.
It's kind of what made Scott Pilgrim so good was seeing like Michael Cera
running
around chopping heads.
I just think, and also like
they're fun fights.
It could be, maybe they're both agents that cross paths, and but it's just I think it'd be fun to really just expand upon the relationship between him and the bad guy, because I mean, you're getting these distant things like, oh, I'm just falling into this mess. I'm not really
true.
And I was like, I want something to really connect with his past or with
something. It could be someone from his days back in the company.
Yeah, put some meat on it.
Yeah,
I think that's all it really needs, and that could be good for a third movie. So
I like it.
I think there's plenty of actors
giving
out
away
there.
gold ideas. Then
I know TM.
Nobody 3.
Nobody 3.
Yep. Yeah, great. I mean, I definitely. I'm saying all this. Like, I really want these small movies to succeed. I haven't gone seen it yet, but I will. So,
what are you doing? You're a hypocrite.
I know. It's me. But yeah, it's. I'm glad, like I said, that we're having these. I mean, a $25 million budget. That again, that's most likely salary. A lot of that salary. So it's like, I'm glad we're seeing these smaller movies. And again, these guys, it seems like Bob Odenkirk loves this enough that he would probably take a pay cut for it.
Yeah, he's probably like, I'll get something on the back end
exactly.
for it. Exactly.
That's probably, So, but yeah, that's cool. I definitely want to go see it.
Yeah, because I saw a making of thing with his trainer and stunt guy and talking about like, he hasn't stopped training. Like Bob Odenkirk hasn't stopped training since the first Nobody. Wow. Like he just kept doing the routine. Damn. For his own health, and also just so like he was in great shape for this.
After that thing with his heart, I would
exactly.
Keeps, trying to stay healthy.
It's funny too because he's he's a comedian. Started off on SNL.
Oh yeah.
He was Saul and Breaking Bad. Call Saul.
Brett Gelman. That's who I was.
Brett Gelman.
That's what I was thinking. But
no, it seems like he's just like you said, Watson. He's not the kind of guy that we think of as an action star.
No.
And that's part of the fun of the movies is just seeing him how he can handle it.
Right, and doing these long take action sequences, and it's clearly him in camera. Like, it's always interesting to check those out.
Like when they cast like an old guy, a lot of the times, like Jeff Bridges now with the old man show, and he's this action guy just taking out dudes. But it would be interesting to have him somebody to go up against comedically, and also like that it's just not one-sided where the other characters kind of just here for the performance or
because I'm thinking like a good villain and would be like I was thinking Liam Neeson would be good as a villain.
I mean that would be
because he's also very physical. He's got that 6'5" or something.
Yeah, he's done a ton of action
comedy
films.
chops too, so it's
done a ton of action films.
Yeah, so he'd be very imposing on screen too.
No, that would be a good choice as well.
Cool. Yeah, let's Nobody 2, get in there, watch it. Watch it.
Make it somebody. Go see it if that makes sense.
Don't make it a nobody.
I think what Chad is trying to say is, honey, don't miss it.
That's true. Man,
you know what?
And gold star.
I'm not gonna take that apart only because I've made some not so great segues in the past, but I'll let you have that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're recording this episode on a Sunday in the afternoon, so I'm gonna have a lot more energy than I usually do.
Yeah.
So, honey, don't miss this film. But Watson made sure, and he did not miss Honey Don't.
Yeah, that's right. Boy.
And apparently you have some opinions about this.
I do.
It's not doing well in theaters, as I can say that.
Oh, how's it doing?
Right now, where is the... Hang on a second, let me pull it up. We are at... the budget was $20 million, and the box office is $6 million. That's not good.
No.
So, but this stars Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza's in it, Chris Evans, Charlie Day.
Stellar cast,
Kristen Connell, Billy Eichner. There's a lot of heavy hitters in this.
And this is Ethan Coen directed. This is the second Ethan Coen movie that since Ethan and Joel split. Joel went off and made Macbeth.
Yeah, man. And people are like, you guys shouldn't have done that.
I'm telling you, there's some magic when those two work together.
Absolutely.
And, you see stuff, like Big Lebowski and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And, and Burn After Reading, these amazing works.
Yeah.
And then you watch this and you go, this is the same, this is the same guy?
Yeah.
Or would you say the other brother is because he's only made the one with Beth, and that was not bad. But it wasn't to me.
Long. It's very long-winded. It is a better looking movie.
Yeah.
I think Joel definitely shows that he's the more visionary director.
Yeah.
And Ethan I think Ethan's a better writer. Mm-hmm. Because the writing in this is really good. Like I'll say the way this movie is set up, it's it's set in Bakersfield, in modern day Bakersfield. It's done like an old noir detective movie in the way that everyone talks. It's very kind of old timey 1940s, 50s, kind of like, man. So what's the situation here? See, it's a lot of that. It's a lot.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like even
what an odd choice.
Yeah, Margaret Qualley's character is her name is Honey O'Donoghue, and she's a private eye. And we start the movie with a woman driving a car and gets taken off the road. A lady in a little Vespa scooter pulls up and steals a ring, which is a little cross on the ring off her finger, and takes off.
She's a Nazi. No, I don't know. Cross, it could be.
Yeah. So we cut to Honey O'Donoghue. She is she's called to the scene by Charlie Day's character, who's a detective in Bakersfield, who is constantly hitting on her, like, you like to read, I like books too. Why don't we go out for dinner sometime? And Margaret Qualley's like, well, I like girls. And he's like, you keep saying that.
All talk like that?
Yes.
The entire film?
Pretty much.
Jesus.
And she's dressed up very like 1970s. Like it's very interesting because it's set modern day. She's dressed up like a 1970s detective, like very like.
I thought it took place in the 70s.
Suits. No, it's just
what?
her.
Okay.
You got Charlie Day as this kind of, detective, doesn't know really what's going on, keeps giving her cases, kind of stuff. But it's set in Bakersfield, which is like kind of like, a piss poor town.
It's a farm.
Don't want to shit on Bakersfield.
No. It's a farm community.
I'm going like, how is this woman staying money make as a detective there? I don't know. Billy Eichner's in there for one scene as like his husband is cheating on him and he wants to find out. He's like, I want to get the dirt on him, and she's like, well, why don't you go and ask? He's like, no, I want to find out. And he's like, okay, I'll take so you find out that the girl that died in the car wreck was gonna hire Honey, but didn't hire because she died before then. So she's now looking into her death. Find out that she is a member of a church where Chris Evans is the the pastor of this church who has sex with all his clergy, yeah,
of course.
And he's like, you're doing this for God, and he's having sex with everyone. And you find out he's also dealing drugs, and so
of course he is.
Of course,
he sent the girl on the Vespa. Yeah, kind of. It's kind of culty.
I mean, yeah.
It's very culty, yeah.
He sends the girl on the Vespa to take the ring so that it doesn't have any tie to him. And then, but he's still doing drug deals on the side, and he's like trying to not upset the French who are somehow bankrolling it. So then, Honey then goes back to the precinct and meets Audrey Plaza's character. Is this character name? I think it's AJ is her name.
Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah.
MG Falcone?
MG Falcone, who's a cop. And they kind of hit on each other a little bit. And, Audrey Plaza's like, I like the sound of click-clack heels you got there. And it's weird. And then they meet up at a bar.
I would get so tired of that.
It's
funny when it's like a skit, or it's like or like when it's being made fun of.
Right.
That Eastern, what they call that Eastern accent, something like that.
Yeah.
There's a name for it.
Yeah. But it's very like of its time, and I get like, okay, they're setting this up as like, okay, this kind of noirish style, right? But it's set in modern day. But yeah, it's a mess of a movie because there's just too much going on.
Yeah,
and like there's all these. So then she meets up with Audrey Plaza at a bar. They start fingering each other at the bar while they're talking. So they're talking, back and forth. How you doing? And they're fingering each other at the bar. It's bizarre. They end up back at her place, and
this movie already sounds great to me. I
mean, Chad's gonna get her on Blu-ray.
They end up back at her place. They have sex, and then Honey's now using Audrey Plaza's character to get information at the precinct. She goes to the lost girl's house, finds the robes that she was wearing at church. So it leads her back to the church. She meets up with Chris Evans' character, who's very much just a seedy kind of I try and help people, and maybe I can help you, maybe I'll show you the way to the Lord, kind of thing. And she's like, I like women. Yeah. So there's a lot of that.
Yeah, Shane.
Yeah.
It's curtains for you, Shane.
Right.
Literally.
Jesus. It cuts to a bar, and there's a young man there who's trying to buy drugs from one of Chris Evans' underlings. So he goes to buy drugs, and the guy's like, I can't sell you any drugs. You still haven't paid for the last 2 times. And they get in a little altercation. They go outside, and they slap each other around. Then the underling guy gets in his car and by happenstance hits the guy with the car and runs away. And so the guy's dead now. He goes back to Chris Evans. Chris Evans like, well, what are we gonna do? I can't. Why are you bringing this guy back? You killed the guy. Now this is gonna screw me up even more. So Chris Evans shoots that guy, or sends his.
Sorry to.
No worries.
Is Chris Evans talking like this as well with the
Not
the
really.
Lord Jesus? See,
no, he's not.
Okay, so he's not.
Read some scripture.
It's very bizarre of who is and who isn't.
Okay,
it's a weird.
Wow, Hosanna in the highest.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of that going on. A lot of the Coen Brothers movies love to
and that's fun.
It's horrible cruelty and stuff like that. But it's a little weird. And so then, okay, where was I? So so
the guy dies, and
the guy dies. The guy who killed that person runs away because he's trying to hide from Chris Evans' crew who are going to kill him.
Right.
They track him down. They shoot him, and his grandma in an old house. Honey tracks them down, and he's like, oh my god, there's another dead body to deal with. And Charlie Day's like, yeah, what are we gonna do? Are you gonna date me yet? No.
Of course.
And then, so there's that storyline. Sorry, there's a lot of story in this. Yeah. It's very packed. Honey has a sister with 5 kids, and you find out that their dad used to beat them and ran away, and so Honey's niece works at a fast food place, and has a shitty boyfriend who beats her up, and so she gets beat up by her boyfriend, heads over to Honey's house with Audrey Plaza's there. And, she's got a black eye, and Audrey Plaza's like, you gotta kill, what are you doing? Beat up your boyfriend, don't be a victim kind of deal. And she's like, no, he's fine. He just beats me every now and then. She goes away back to work, where she's at work, and there's a creepy older man staring at her, in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And so she gets creeped out, and she, tries to leave on the bus. He's waiting at the bus stop. And then, she gets close to him, and he turns and goes, I love you. And she runs away. Then she goes missing. And then so Honey goes to try and find her niece. While this is happening, you find out that the guy that gets killed, who was on the drug deal, was Billy Eichner's husband. So, she's like, well, now you know he's not cheating on you anymore. So that kind of case closed. And you go back to Chris. She's like, let me go find my. She's looking for her niece and sees a bus sign for the church. She thinks maybe she ran to the church and she's involved there because it's come to be saved kind of deal on the. So she goes to the church, and Chris Evans is in there having a threesome with a few women, and then the French girl who was there earlier kills him. And then Honey shows up as she's leaving. So Chris Evans' character's dead now, and has nothing to do with the original murder. Like the girl in the car, that has nothing to do with that at all. And so Honey goes to find Audrey Plaza's character and to be like, hey, can you help me find my niece? Goes into her place and sees that, her house is really creepy and weird. And you find out that Audrey Plaza is actually the one murdering people who were victims. Like anyone that got beat or has been like taken in by the church stuff, she's the one been murdering them. So they have like a drag out fight in the house, and that kind of is the end of the movie. Like it wraps up really quickly like that. Yeah. Like, she kills Audrey Plaza, and then it kind of wraps up with Huddy being in the hospital and Charlie Day going like, you gonna date me yet?
That's how it ends?
Yeah. And it's just bizarre. God. Like and I was sitting there after the movie going like, so none of it mattered. Like none of the storylines ever really intersect.
Yeah.
It's all a lot of happenstance and coincidences that like the whole like her running after like Chris Evans stuff had nothing to do with the murder at the beginning, and like he was just trying to keep everything under wraps about his drug deal thing.
Well, I mean, I think I've seen that type of stuff before in other TV shows and movies. Like with detectives, they'll come across stuff that they'll have to deal with before actually getting to the actual thing.
And even with the Coens brothers, you watch The Big Lebowski, like everything that happens to Lebowski has nothing to do with the story,
Yeah.
Like it's all kind of like, but it's done in such a smart way where you kind of like are taken on this ride and you don't mind as much.
Right, exactly. Because because in that the characters are so strong and the comedy is so good.
Yeah.
That you just want to see what happens to these characters. You're like, oh yeah, and then you remember, oh yeah, they are after some kind of kidnapping, money kind of thing. It just gets kind of lost in the background, but you're just you're so wrapped up in what's happening with the dude and
with this it's just like you don't care enough about the characters. Walter. There's like a lot of sex that's kind of like just kind of thrown in where you're just like, okay, this is kind of gratuitous.
I hate it when they do that shit because it's not.
And then again, it's like the twist with Audrey Plaza's character at the end feels like something from a TV show where it's suddenly like you're in the third act, that's the killer,
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like a Law and Order episode, of like, oh, I guess that person is because we've been introduced to 5 characters, it's got to be one of the 5.
Right. I also heard that the kind of clues she finds and the things she solves, they're very like obvious. Like they're not like you, me, or you could obviously be like, oh, it's that. And and then she's like, oh, I found such and such. And like, I haven't seen it, so I don't know how or what one of them.
Yeah,
are,
like when she goes visits the mother of the girl that gets killed at the beginning, like she pulls up the robes from the church, and then a S&M outfit falls out from within it.
It's just very.
It's like, okay, we get it. Like, I guess something evil's going on,
right.
So it is kind of lazy in that way. Yeah,
too on the nose,
a little bit.
Yeah,
and just like it's a weird shame to like see what has happened. I mean, I really hope that they get back together.
Did they split because of differences, or was it
just? I think they just wanted their own thing.
Yeah, they just wanted to go do their own thing for a while.
Which is fine. I mean, I get it.
And apparently they are writing stuff together and working together on stuff. But
he also described it as a lesbian B-movie trilogy. Is what?
Those are his words. Did was it Drive Around Dolls?
Drive Around Dolls. Yeah. So it's I think obviously it's intentional. It's like kind of like stick that they're doing with the hey, how's it doing? Suppose that I'm supposed it's like, but I don't. I guess it's he's trying to make it as like a B movie from the 1940s and 30s.
Yeah, and the 50s, you get that vibe.
But like it's weird that he said it in the modern day with Honey being like 1970, because I thought it took place in the 70s.
No,
from the trailer.
No, she just has that look.
It's
and even Charlie Day's character is wearing like kind of like 70s looking suits. And he's got the mustache. Yeah. And then, I mean,
I guess I
can say it's Bakersfield, so everyone dresses like shit,
exactly. Yeah, I could kind of see what he was doing, but it's odd. It's an odd choice.
Did you see the other movie, Drive Away Dolls?
I did, yeah.
Would you say this one is better than that or not? better than that.
I mean, they're both not great.
Well, I understand that.
Driveway Dolls because it's like a two-hander. Like you know, it's kind of like a Thelma Louise-esque storyline. I kind of like that a little more.
Yeah.
Than this kind of really relying on what's her name, Margaret Qualley's like shoulders, you know. And she's doing a really interesting character, like kind of like like Nice Guys, like how
where
he's
Ryan from the 70s.
Yeah, you know, like that movie is like, wow, those characters I would love to see in a bunch of different stories.
Yeah,
like I see it like her as this character in different adventures could be interesting.
Oh, sorry, I immediately went to I know Nice Guys is a great example for that, but there was a show on Fox called The Good Guys.
Yes, yeah,
and
I remember
that. It was with Colin Hanks and
Bradley Whitford. Right?
Yeah, Bradley Whitford. And Bradley Whitford was like a cop from the 70s, and he was still holding on to that look, and even though he was older.
Yeah.
And
that was a good show. Yeah,
I was so mad they canceled that. It was so funny because they would work in small crimes, and that small crime would lead to a bigger crime. Always. And like, it was a good stick.
Niche show. Yeah.
And like, he would always have his it wasn't like a Mustang, but it was like an old kind of Charger.
Yeah.
So and he would play Top Hat, or ZZ Top. Sorry, not Top Hat.
Yeah.
And my favorite was he had a gimmick called Good Cop, Sick Cop. And so he would, as they interrogate somebody, he would eat this old cottage cheese that was in the fridge
God.
And get sick while Colin Hanks would do the interrogation. It's so funny.
Such a good show.
I loved it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you wouldn't recommend this.
No. I think it's. I mean, like, look, I love the Coen Brothers. I've watched pretty much everything they've put out, and I don't think that it's them separate. It's not like they don't have the strength. I don't know, but
yeah. Oh, you had mentioned Macbeth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just because I know that.
And that yet again, great cast. You got Denzel. You've got
I mean, I didn't think
McDermott. You know,
I guess I'd have to see the other two Joel's movies.
Yeah,
but. I mean, the other Coen brothers, Ethan's movies. But I don't know. Maybe it was because the performances were good in really good in Macbeth. But and I also like the story of Macbeth, so it was an easy sell. Yeah. But visually, I thought it was very cool, and like I don't know, it just
I think he's the more visual director.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what holds you more in the because we all know the story of Macbeth, and I think the visuals is what held us for that.
Was that a Deakins? Did Deakins shoot that one, or
maybe
because he's worked with a lot of their stuff? But
I want to say it might have been Deakin as cinematographer, but no, I just like I don't know if he took liberties with that story at all or not, but it seemed verbatim. Shakespeare's thing, but so I think he went more visually instead of creating a whole new story.
Yeah, and do it in that black and white style and everything. Yeah,
because I've seen another interpretation of Macbeth. It was an indie film like years ago, early 2000s, I think, and it was called Macbeth, PA or Pennsylvania, PA. It was like a modern telling of it, and a McDonald's was the kingdom, like the McDonald's type of thing. And the guy kills the owner and the friar, and then he and his wife are trying to keep it together. And Christopher Walken's the other king, kind of like interrogating what's happened. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was an interesting way to deliver the story. So I was like, all right, we're getting the literal like Macbeth, but visually we're getting something we haven't seen it in that way before.
I talked to I interviewed Armin Shimmerman for the LAX Files, and he's a classically trained Shakespearean actor, and he did not like that film. The tragedy Macbeth, with Denzel in it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
He thought it was Macbeth. I was like, oof.
Really?
Yeah, he talks about it on the podcast. So.
Yeah, check that episode out.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't yet? Wow.
No, I'm just saying if anyone hasn't out there.
If anyone hasn't checked the episode out.
Yeah, I mean, Honey Don't. Maybe
Honey Don't bother seeing
it. Maybe Honey Don't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least make your peace with Honey Don't, because we're Watson. You guys looking at that? Watson also.
I was like, where is this going?
Because Watson also watched Peacemaker season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Peacemaker.
Is it all out? Is it? They all drop it? They drop it all?
No, they're doing it week by week. We're on, I think, episode 6 just came out. Yeah. It's interesting, like between that and like Alien Earth. It's like everyone's kind of gone back to the week by week kind of situation.
Cable's back, baby.
Yeah, because
everybody's getting commercials anyway.
They also, like, I guess people have been kind of just like, if you drop them off, people just kind of binge it and forget about it.
Yeah.
Which, if your show is really good, people aren't going to forget it.
Yeah.
So, but
everyone was curious about season 2 and how it lines up with the new DCU because, of course, the last season was in the Snyderverse.
Right. And
in this season, so they did a very clever thing of like, the like previously on Peacemaker bit comes up in the first in the end of the in the beginning of the second season, and they show clips from the first season, and they've redone portions. So this is clearly taking place in the new DCU. Like so. The season 1 they said a bit where it's like called the Justice League, and now they've They got the same actors and the same outfits to be like now called the Justice Gang, to deal with the Superman situation. And like, at the end of season 1, you have a shot of the Justice League showing up.
Yeah,
if you remember, and they had like Flash and Aquaman in there, and so they've basically redid the ending with the new Justice League, which is Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl, and
that's interesting.
Yeah, so
was Metamorpho there?
No Metamorpho.
Oh, okay.
Superman was there?
Yeah, Superman, you were in silhouette, kind of just.
Oh, I was about to say, it wasn't David Portsmouth, was it?
No, but they did have Nathan Fillion and Hawkgirl there talking shit, Of
course.
And so we start season 2, and we're seeing now like this is like it's set like 6 months after season 1. So they've just saved the world from the butterflies.
Yeah.
And Peacemaker's trying out for the Justice Gang, so he goes for a tryout, and he basically they have a microphone. They're in a room where he can't hear them, but they can hear him, kind of thing. But their mic is on, and they're talking shit about like, who is this guy? This guy's an idiot. He dresses like an idiot. Stuff like that, and basically talk shit about him. You see the rest of the gang is kind of doing their own thing. Like Amelia Harcourt can't get hired by she's been blackballed by Amanda Waller, so she can't get work anywhere at any agency. So now she's just getting drunk and getting in bar fights to kind of feel something. And Peacemaker's getting kind of just drunk and having orgies because he just feels bad about himself. He can't get hired, can't get into Justice League. And so he has in the first episode, there's a giant orgy at Peacemaker's house. And he gets drunk, does a lot of blow, and then decides to go to. So his dad has, in season 1, you see there's a portal, right? Which leads to a pocket dimension where he keeps all his cool shit.
Right.
So he goes into the pocket dimension to just to get out of there or whatever. And it's because Eagly, his eagle wants to fly around, but it's too cold outside. There's snow, so he's like, "Fuck it, just go in there." And it's a huge space, so just go and fly around there. So Eagly goes in there, flies around, and then Peacemaker goes in to try and find him, and Eagly's like in front of another door that looks like Peacemaker's door. So he like does the code that would get him into his original door, and it's a parallel world. So you find out this pocket dimension has like 99 doors to different dimensions. And so in this world, the secondary world Peacemaker goes in, you find out that his dad's alive, his brother's alive, that they're like heroes in this world. They're known as like the top 3 or something like that. And that everyone like loves them, and they've like saved the world a bunch of times. Is it Robert Patrick? Robert Patrick's back in there. Yeah, he's now I think he's called the Blue Devil or something like that. But so they're and his brother Keith, who he killed as a child in season 1, is there now as a grown-up man, and and they're having these love, and like he Peacemaker in that world had like a great relationship with Amelia Harcourt. Like he dresses a little douchey, but is generally a great guy. And so Peacemaker comes back to his universe where he's treated kind of a joke, and meets up with everyone again, like to be like, hey guys, let's all hang out together. and Steve Agee's character is still working with Argus, keeping tabs on him. Because they're like, hey, like since Superman, like, you know, there was a huge dimensional rift that was there that almost destroyed the world. If anyone has this dimensional, you know, technology, we need to know about it, right? And Argus now is being run by Rick Flag Sr., right? Who found out that Peacemaker killed his kid in the Suicide Squad. So now he's got like a personal vendetta against him. And it's Frank Grillo's character. Is the Rick Flag Sr.
Right.
And so you find out a little bit more backstory that Rick Flag Jr., played by Joel Kinnaman, who was in Suicide Squad, had a relationship with Hardcore. Like him and her like hooked up before he went off to the mission that got him killed with Peacemaker. So she's got something, like she was like friends with him and they like kind of like a random hookup. And so she's pissed at Peacemaker because, you know, he killed her best friend, and then she kind of fell for Peacemaker. You find out that they hooked up a little bit. They got drunk on a boat and hooked up at one point, and then she's been really distant to him. And she keeps calling him a loser, stuff like that. So in finding all this out, like he goes back to the other world where he's treated like a hero, and he's got his family, and gets a little drunk and, you know, gets a phone and tries texting that Earth's Amelia Hardcore to be like, hey, what's up? Like, you want to hook up kind of thing. Meanwhile, and then the other Peacemaker from that world shows up and they get in a huge fight. And, you know, they have a drag out fight. They end up in the pocket dimension area again. And Peacemaker accidentally kills that world's Peacemaker.
His brother.
His same self. Yeah. So now he's doing kind of double duty. He keeps dipping in from one world to another, you know, because he's like, that world, I'm treated like a hero. Kids on the street are saying, I love you, you know, like, and in this one, he's a joke. You know, and like his friends are the ones going like, no, this is, you know, this is where you're supposed to be. Like, this is where we're supposed to be. And you know, like, you can't look into that world and, you know, and treat it with reverence. But he's like, fuck it. Like, I've got, like, I can have a relationship there with a girl I like. She loves me over there. Like, she's a very different character there because she's very more happy-go-lucky. And basically you find out the Peacemaker on that world was a bit of a dick to her. And she was still like, yeah, so you cheated on me, but it's cool, whatever, you know, kind of thing. Like, she's very meek. And so we're at this point now where 6 episodes in, and he's got this kind of like dual life going on, and he might just split and go to that dimension because he's like, I killed that Peacemaker. I could just be in that world with my family. Meanwhile, he's being hunted by Rick Flag Sr. And Tim Meadows is in this season as a agent called Flores, I think his name is, who has only one weakness. He's a great agent, but he's got one weakness. And it's a bad case of bird blindness.
Bird blindness?
Bird blindness.
Okay.
So he's like, I can't tell what kind of bird a bird is. You could show me. He's like, you could say it's a hummingbird or a duck. I don't know.
Okay.
So there's a great battle scene where, you know, when Peacemaker's away from the house, they're going to go into the house. They're going to take out the dimensional rift that he has. And Eagly's in there.
Of course.
And Eagly just is taking out agents left and right. And he's just like, you know, like the bird's attacking an agent on the face. It's like pecking out the eyes. And Tim Meadows has a gun out him, trained on him. He's like, I can't tell how big he is. Like, where do I fire? God damn you, bird blindness. It's so good. And then they hire... Michael Rooker's in this season as a guy named Red St. Cloud, who his whole existence is to kill eagles. Like, that's like, he's like, my nemesis are eagles, so that's all he wants to do is kill Eagly. And that's where we're at with it so far. It's ridiculous, you know, just fun.
Are they still do? I want to because I really enjoyed the first season, but like, are they still doing? The only thing I didn't enjoy about the first season is, are they still doing the jokes that run on for a long time? They go
no, they cut down a lot of the jokes.
Because that was the thing about the first season. I was like, oh my god, like there's the one part where it's like,
oh, the runs,
like they're forever. Talking about the plan about something. We're gonna go do this, and this is the plan, and they're like, what if there's a Chihuahua in there? Well, why would there be a Chihuahua in there? Well, I mean, there might be a Chihuahua in there,
right.
And it's just like a minute of that, and you're like, oh my god.
There's some of the stuff with Vigilante, who's very autistic it seems, but he's he's talking to Steve Agee's character. He's like, I know everything about Alice. Ask me a question about Alice. I know everything about Alice. He's like, really? What kind of Alice is this? He's like, I don't know that. It's like clearly you know nothing about Alice. And then he's like later, like, I know everything about spiders. Ask me any question about spiders.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that still.
Right.
But I'm loving this season. I think it's really good. I think John Cena's really showing his good acting chops in this season.
Yeah.
Because he has a lot of emotional stuff in here.
Yeah, he had a couple of them in the first season, too. So it was surprisingly enough. I didn't think they were going to do that with that character. Because he portrays himself as such a, alpha male.
Right.
Kind of shit,
and then it really delves into, why he acts that way.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. I mean, the first season is because his father was, an asshole and, white supremacist. And
and you see him, he's still kind of treated like everyone treats him like an asshole. He's like, man, I've really worked on myself this year. So, you get more of the emotional side.
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, good. I definitely want to check it out, and I'm glad that.
If anything, just watch it for Tim Meadows as the agent, who I love. As soon as he comes in, he keeps calling Steve Agee Ginger Cool. He's like, Ginger Cool, damn, you're fine. He just he's going after, and Steve Agee's like, don't fucking call me Ginger Cool. And he just keeps, he's like, JC, what's, it's just ridiculous.
Love Tim Meadows.
He is so good.
Should be in more things.
Yeah. True. And Chad, I don't even have a segue for this because you watched Ne Zha too?
Yeah, Ne Zha too. What
is that?
That's the.
I was trying to think of a segue, but I was like,
that's fine.
Not gonna work.
That's the animated Chinese animated film that's was #1 in the box office for 2025.
Wow!
And initially, it was only released in China, and it made like $1 billion or whatever like that. And then this year, it finally came to the States. And they did initially have it here where it wasn't dubbed and only subtitles. And then I guess not a lot of people went to see it. So it came back around again with a dub. Is there
any big names on the dub? Or
on the dub, Michelle Yeoh was the biggest one that I knew. But there's plenty of voice actors I recognize. I can't remember their names.
Yeah,
but everyone did a good job. I did initially because the first Ne Zha movie is on Netflix, I believe, and I watched that beforehand because I heard that it gives better context to the second movie, and it does. There's relationships that happen in the first movie that kind of there's not a lot of interaction, but when you see a certain thing happen. It's like, oh my god, that's terrible. But so pretty much it's an old ancient Chinese lore story of I believe it's called the chaotic. It's like this pearl that splits into a chaotic version and a this peaceful version. And this is in the first film where they're like, let's put the pearl inside a newborn baby, and then he'll become this hero, and then we'll put the chaotic one in a human, and 3 years happen, and lightning will come and kill the chaotic god, so he can never exist again. So, and they by accident they put in the demon pearl, I'm blanking on the name of it, but the demon orb into their child, and he's kind of shunned out of the village because he's very crazy and hyperactive and causing chaos, and he's got to wear these things to keep the demon, held within. And it's a nice, very story. There's some potty humor in the first one, with snot running down, and the kid likes to cross. There's a game, I forget what the game's called, but it's a little hacky sack where they kick this little badminton thing around, and he wants to play, but no one will play with him because he kicks too hard. He's super strong.
Oh, okay.
And so his mom will play with him, but she'll put on armor and stuff to do that. And so they know about that 3 years will happen, and this lightning will come and kill their son. And so they're trying to protect him this whole time and trying to make a deal with the head god to get him out of this. And while this is going on, the good pearl was put in the egg of a dragon that's been held captive. That helped all the gods defeat all these like demons that are held in jail. So these dragons are trapped too. So the plot of the first movie is pretty much the dragons want to be able to escape or get there. The head dragon wants his son to become immortal with the other gods, and then they can probably be free through him. And but things go wrong, and in that first one, and the two fight each other, and the plot was revealed that they switched up the orbs, and the lightning. He survives the lightning, but also the one of the gods that was orchestrating this stuff to happen, the mischief and all that. He's like, well, none of you've all witnessed this whole town, this city has witnessed, this. Well, you all have to die. I mean, I can't let you escape. So he wants to get rid of them all, and like he's kind of defeated in the first one, but he's like, we need to figure out how to stop this because I can't let you all go, because it bleeds into the next movie where this is all taking place, and the town folk like him now because they saw at the end he was trying to save them from being killed. And so this next one is and he becomes friends with the opposite pearl, the blue, the good orb or whatever, and as they're becoming friends, the dragon's like, well, what are we gonna do now? Because they I forgot. At the end of the first one, both of them lose their bodies by the lightning because they tried to stop the lightning together to save themselves, and they become these spirit form. And then they had to give them new bodies, and then the dragons attack the city. It's very like
same old story.
The dragons attack the city, and like they kind of ruin their bodies, and now they had to, they only were able to make Ne Zha's body back, and so the good orb that was the dragon's son had the spirit join inside Ne Zha's body, and they had to go up into the clouds to take the test to become an immortal so he can get a body again. But while this is happening, the dragons destroy the whole city and kill everybody. And then Ne Zha comes back down and he's fucking pissed, and he's like, he wants to chase down the dragons and kill them all. And but it's a whole like twist plot because like there's this sect of immortal demon hunter people, and they've been orchestrating to turn these demons into pills for like your skill level with magic can be you don't have to practice as long, so like 10 years will pass and you're this powerful. So they're making all these demon pills out of it. It's a very very intricate story, but it's very, the animation was amazing, and like the action, kung fu, martial arts, awesome. Powers are cool. There's dramatic beats in the second one because the first one you get to know his parents that raised him and stuff like that. So I think it hits harder when you see the first one with the second one as well. Even though I think you could probably still enjoy the second one. Like the last the last hour of the second movie is like fighting, battle, and stuff like that. So it's crazy visually. I wish I got to see it in 3D because apparently it looks amazing with like a lot of the battle artwork going on. And but no, it's had very anime vibes to it, obviously. I mean, so I think if you're a big fan of anime and you like martial arts, and I would like to see it in the actual language, because that was one thing that was noticeable. They matched, when they recorded, it matches the Mandarin, like the mouth flap. So when they're talking, when the dub is talking, it's like it doesn't quite sync too well. So it's noticeable if you're not used to it. So I would say watch it in its original language if you can. But the dub is not bad. Like it's fun. It's still fun.
Those subs, not dubs?
Yeah, I mean I do both. So, but I would say it's still a fun, entertaining movie to watch. And kids would like it. It's not too violent. No, not too graphic, but there's there's just like when they come back to the town and they see all these people have been killed.
Right.
There's a shot where the camera's just panning across, and you see a mother and her 2 kids on top of a roof, and they're like charred, like when the volcano exploded and
Pompeii,
it just looked like that. The whole city, all these bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only graphic.
The ashes tears apart.
Pretty much.
So like older kids, like 11.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, yeah. But I think younger could watch it because Ne Zha's like this little kid type of, and there's like still like bathroom jokes here and there and stuff like that. So I think kids could still see this really because there were kids in the theater with us. But I would say they probably wouldn't know what all that means when they're not alive anymore. But no, I think I could see why this movie made a lot of money. It's very good. Emotional beats were great, comedy, fun.
This is a Chinese studio?
Chinese, yeah. And it was initially only in China, and it made that much money. And like over here, I think it made a decent amount. I don't know what the total was, but initially before coming over, it was like $1 billion or something like that. I was like, China must see. Maybe President Xi was like, you guys got to go see this movie. I don't care.
Yeah. So you do recommend it?
Yeah, I do recommend it. The first one came out in 2019. Apparently, I was like, "Oh wow!" Huh. So there was a good break in between.
Budget is $22 million for that first one. Box office $740 million. 742. Ne Zha's second one. Budget's $80 million. It's made $2.2 billion.
Yeah, the first billion was China.
This is in China. This is making this money.
Yeah. That's why I was like, that's crazy if it was just China because it didn't come out till this year for us.
I've never even heard of this. Yeah. Until we saw some of those trailers. Yeah.
Or sorry, it did come out in China earlier this year, 2025, but then it came to us later after the fact. So
after summer.
Yeah.
Wow.
With $2 billion.
Came out January of this year. It came out in China.
Yeah.
Beijing Enlight Pictures. That's what the film is.
Yeah,
the film company.
I really like what they did. Their animation studio is pretty damn good. I look forward to more stuff from them.
There you go.
I mean, I think the way it ended, there could be a third movie, but I don't know how the actual story of Ne Zha
to make more money
concludes. But I think it was ended after that. But because I was on Wikipedia, I was like, what's the real story between Ne Zha? And they took some liberties with some original things I noticed, and I was like, okay, they did set for story wise for beats. For it make it more digestible for audiences and stuff like that. So because a lot of it I was like, oh, this is very like ancient China history. I mean not history, mythology. And I was like, not a lot of people would get all this, so they had to like pull back on some of it. And but no, it's still very entertaining. So I recommend both of those movies.
Awesome.
Nice. And you also went to go see Shadow's Edge with starring Jackie Chan. How was that?
I was so happy with that movie. It was so good. Like, it's not your typical Jackie Chan movie. He's much older now, and he's not typically he is like one of the leads, but he's not like the main lead. And the whole plot of the movie is there's this gang of thieves. Like, there's a hacker. So the police department. The police department are using AI to help surveil the city and like surveil crimes and keep track of things like that, but it's failing them because this team of heist robbers, one is a hacker and he's able to hack the thing. So they're chasing a van digitally, but there is no van there.
It's a ghost.
Yeah, and like so the people in command are like, the van's right there, you don't see it, and they're all surrounding it in this like circle, and there's nothing there. So, then they kind of go on to this another heist where they're doing another heist in this facility to break into some deposit boxes, and they're the most intricate heist team I've ever seen because like their escape route is like Mission Impossible-esque because they've like outfits upon outfits that they're switching in and out of. Like they'll go to another room and like rip off the clothes and then it's a whole nother costume and they'll attach like hair and they're all like disguised like one guy like dresses up like a girl to come out, and he just and he matches in with these other girls, and like, but it's like so over the top with their switches, but they're keeping an eye on each other to cover each other's. Like there's someone on because they're on their trail on this heist. They're like chasing him in hallways, but they keep eluding him because they keep changing outfits to get out of there because they know the cameras of the building, so they made sure the cameras caught them going in. So once they're changing outfits, they can't keep track of them.
Right.
And like, although at one point near the top, they were almost out of the building trying to escape, and they get caught, but they get chased to the roof, and then they have parachutes ready to jump off, and they've
thought of everything.
It was an awesome sequence, action sequence of everything, and then they were like, well, this AI is failing us, and we need to bring in someone old school to do the old school type of surveillance,
right?
And Jackie Chan is that guy. He's like retired from the force, but he's still kind of like active type of deal. And you see him initially, he's like walking all these dogs. He's arming up in his apartment, and you're like, what is he arming up? And he's just walking these dogs like on these long chains, and he's got like 50 dogs in front of him. But so they eventually recruit him, and he kind of is able to look at all the cameras that they had up, and he's like, this one, follow this one here, and it's like these are the guys that were changing costumes, changing outfits throughout that chase.
Right.
And then he points one especially older gentleman out that's like, there was one guy helping them along the way too that you guys didn't see, and it's this older guy, he's like nicknamed the Wolf, that used to be from a war, an earlier war. I don't know which war they mentioned, but I forget which one. But he's just like a master disguise and disappeared, and no one's ever caught him and stuff like that. So they know the area of operation, and then Jackie Chan puts this team together with his his granddaughter. No, his niece is on the force, and she's trying to prove herself. And he's like, "You're with me in the car while everyone else is taking up characters as they patrol each section of the city, trying to get a lead on the criminals." And like, they find the old guy in a market and stuff, and they're so like strategic with the like surveillance, because like one guy is with two people are like a couple, and then one person's like just pretending to be a kid on a bike, and he's like, you're not doing your rotations, you're not sipping your water, because it's going to be obvious to spot. And like, they're just being so detailed with their surveillance, and like they're trying to corner him in the store, but he's just as good at noticing if people are watching him. So he's like, there's a scene with the niece where they're trying to get a good look at his face, because they don't have an exact picture of him. So like, she pretends to lose something underneath a table where there's a reflection. So she's using the reflection and her phone to try and catch him as he walks by, but he's kind of like suspicious of her. So it's like a cat and mouse game.
All right.
A lot of the movie, and there's a lot of double crosses, and it's a really great action. Like, Jackie Chan still has it with fighting, and it's not very comedic because he's older now. He can't do a lot of the stuff.
Right.
So it's very like old school. Like, him and the guy are having a knife fight and going at it, and it was a pretty long fight.
I was like, moves.
Yeah, no. Is not as Jackie Chan's usually a very humorous movie.
Right.
Not the case this one.
It's
like
very serious tone.
Played it straight. Wow. Yeah. I mean, there might be like some small jokes here and there, but it's not like what you're used to. So he played it real serious. He uses a gun a couple times, so it's not like he's just like, I'm gonna fight, only use my fists.
Now, do the fights? Does it seem like he's very stiff, or he's still moving pretty? No,
he's still moving pretty good, because like at the end of the movie they show bloopers and stuff, and he's still doing some of the stunts too that he can do. But also, like,
he's got to be mid-70s.
Oh yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
like the stunts aren't as big, but they're like exploded good car, and then he runs. He's got to just dodge the car by it's exploding and runs off to the side. And he's like, "Whoa, that was close!" There's some falls because they're fighting in the attic of a restaurant, and it collapses, and he hurt himself. And the other old guy I thought he would have had a stunt double most of the time.
Plays the wolf.
Yeah, plays the wolf. He did some of his stunts. I was like, oh shit, there's these guys are. There must be like on a stunt team with Jackie too.
Where did you see it? Was this released at the AMC or the AMC that we went to that one time?
At the one we went to in Monterey.
Right.
They always play the.
It's like an Asian.
Yeah, mainly Asian
film.
Asian films like martial arts or Eastern. Like if it's not a huge property or known, it's probably going to be there.
Is that Montebello or?
No, it's Monterey.
Monterey Park.
Yeah, Monterey Park, close to Alhambra. Like about a mile away from Alhambra.
Yeah.
It's not bad. The parking
Talk
is
about local
weird.
spots.
Oh, fucking... Wow, man.
I tried to get you to go. And
saw an invite. Yeah.
And then you were like, oh, I can't do it. And I was like,
When?
So there was texts. I was like, hey, I'm going to see Shadow's Edge. And you were like,
you didn't text me directly.
I did text you.
No, you did not, dude.
I swear to God.
You did not.
Here we go.
I swear.
No, you did not text me directly because I'd have been like, Jackie Chan.
Maybe it was in the group.
It was in the group chat, which, come on.
What?
We'll all go see it when they make the U.S. remake with Jason Statham as the dog walker.
Well, we said that for the last one we went with Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
We were like, the prosecutor, we're like, oh, this is definitely going to get a U.S. remake. And it's going to star Jason Statham. 100%, yeah.
You want me to catch a wolf?
Because
I'm a dog walker.
That's cool. Whatever.
Well,
because I would have remembered, like, it's a new Jackie Chan film.
Yeah, I remember you. I remember you answering me, and you were like, "Oh no."
No, I did not answer.
I swear to God.
I
swear to God.
The Shadow's Edge. Let me see if it's.
Oh boy, they are checking their phones, everybody.
Yeah, this is some real good.
This is some good shit right here. They're gonna argue about if
good
you
content.
invited me to a fucking movie or not.
I will not be wrong here.
Well, while we do that, why don't you talk about your Rose Comic Con experience?
Yeah.
Watson?
So this last weekend.
First of all, what is Rose Comic Con?
So Rose
Secondly,
City.
solid invite. So.
Rose City is Portland, Oregon. I don't know if you want to go.
I didn't mention that, but okay.
Wow. I was, it was my birthday weekend, and I was...
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I wanted to do something for me, so...
So you said, fuck everybody.
I did. I said, fuck everyone. No, so this has been a project that's taken like 10 years now, but I have a poster of the Justice League from the animated series.
That's awesome. That's sick, dude.
And through the course of 10 years, I've had pretty much every actor who's been on the show, the main 7, has signed it. So when we were back in the day at the Perky Nerd comic book shop, I picked up the poster, and the actresses who played Hawkgirl and Wonder Woman were there, and they signed it. I've been to different cons, and I've gotten Kevin Conroy to sign it. I got Michael Rosenbaum, who played The Flash, to sign it. George Newman, who played Superman, to sign it. The last 2 signatures I needed on it was Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern. And so everyone, I would get it signed, and they were like, oh my God, you're trying to get everyone? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, good luck trying to get Carl Lumley. Yeah. The guy doesn't do appearances. He doesn't do con events. He doesn't do fan events. He's very much old school theater actor, likes to be left alone. Carl Lumley is an actor who's been in a million things over the years. He's famous for Alias. He was Martian Manhunter. He was in a show in the 90s called Mantis, which I loved. And he's had recurring roles. He was known as Isaiah Bradley in Captain America. He was playing like the original kind of Captain America on that. So he's made a couple of con appearances recently. He did one in Tampa, Florida, and he had one scheduled here at Portland. And I was like, I'm not going to miss my opportunity because, he's older. He's a gentleman. He's like 72, I think, 74. Yeah. And so I don't know how many of these he's planning to do, or if he was just doing this because of Captain America or what. So I was like, well, this is my opportunity. I'm going to book a ticket to Portland. And I, got the 3-day pass, and I went out there. I had an amazing time. It was a lovely convention. I met some really great people. Got to meet Carl on Friday. That's got awesome. My poster signed. Yep. I was wearing I had a Mantis t-shirt made up.
Yeah, yep.
And he teared up when he saw it.
No.
He was so, like, at first we were just talking, and I was just like, dude, thank you so much. Like, you've done so much stuff for this geek culture. And I was like, between Martian Manhunter and Isaiah Bradley and Mantis, like, you paved the way for a lot of things. And he saw my shirt. He's like, oh my God. Like, he's like, let me get a picture of the shirt. And I was like, yeah. And so then, I was like, yeah, like Mantis, if you look at it, it's, it's Black Panther meets Iron Man. Mm-hmm. It's all these things. And it was the first black superhero on television
in the 90s.
In the 90s,
way before the Marvel universe.
It never really got its due. Mm-hmm. And he was, written by Sam Hamm, who created, wrote Batman.
Yep.
Directed by Sam Raimi. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, this thing, had legs.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I thanked him. I was just like, thank you so much. You mean so much for me. And he was super nice. He, signed my poster. So I've only got to get one more, Phil Lamar, to sign that thing. And,
Now, does he do more appearances?
He does. Phil Lamar does a lot more. It's funny because, like, I know he's locally based.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law was on a softball team with him for years.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was great at Mad TV. He was so
and
good
so I see him at softball things. I just never brought the poster along
because,
it's weird to do that. But now I'm like, I should have done it.
Yeah.
But, and, he was there at Perky Nerd.
Mm-hmm. Really?
He showed up, and I have a picture of him. Me and him, I'm dressed as a Green Lantern. And I have a picture next to him.
He showed up as a customer, or he was
no,
there for an
he
event?
was there for an event. I think it was a signing event,
wow.
but then he had to take off real quick, and I was working, so I didn't get anything signed.
Oh shit! So you keep crossing each other.
I know.
Ships passing in the night.
I know, and I've been checking his schedule to be like, what's coming up? Oh, he's in like Tampa and stuff like that. He's in all over the place. So I'm waiting for him to do a local show. So I got to do that. At the convention, they were also doing the big theme of the convention was the 40th anniversary of Goonies. So they had the entire cast of Goonies there.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
I mean, I think, only Data was missing, I think. And Robert Davi was there, who played one of Scolari's, not Scolari's, the bad guys. What are they called?
Oh, the Fratellis.
Fratellis, thank you. Scolari's is Ghostbusters too.
Yeah.
No Joey Pants, unfortunately.
But you had the other brother?
Corey Feldman was there. Sean Astin was there.
Wow.
And, both the girls were there. I think who else was there?
Did you try to get a kiss from one of the girls?
No, I did not. No, but it was.
A good idea.
But they had a nice. They had a really good panel. So it was good to the panel, and they talked a lot about the filming of it. How Richard Donner tried to keep the pirate ship wrapped up so they couldn't see it until they were there on set.
Sure.
How much it really as child actors, how they appreciated how they were treated on the.
Yeah.
It was.
Did they talk about the squid?
No one brought up the squid.
God damn it!
I know.
No one talks about it.
It was it got cut out of the movie early.
Yeah.
Oh, there was some type of.
There's an octopus that they fight.
They fight it in the water, and they added it in when they put it on TV because sometimes to make it longer.
But it looks pretty gnarly.
Well, when I was a kid, it looked fine. It was like whatever.
It's very rubber.
Yeah.
But I was like, but they reference it too because
they talk
on
about
the beach.
It. Yeah, they say
we fought an octopus or something, and I'm like,
they're like, it's mouth just saying stuff. Yeah.
So,
but it was really nice to see everyone,
awesome,
and they're excited, because there is talks, obviously, of making a sequel.
They should. I don't understand how we haven't gotten one yet.
A lot of it to do with Dick Donner's death. Richard Donner died.
That's true.
And he was 92, 3 when he died, but he had talked about wanting to go back to it. Same thing with Lethal Weapon. He wanted to make something of that. Even in his 90s, he still wanted to do stuff. But I think that kind of halted everything.
Yeah.
But Spielberg is even, saying and there was a pilot made of a Goonies TV show, which would have been kind of a post Goonies thing, but I don't think it ever went anywhere.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't have a sloth in that show.
Yeah.
Be a little problematic, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. But
But it was nice to see the whole cast together.
I'm religious to the movie. Okay, you can't change it.
It's true.
He was there. He's a part of Joe's family now.
Yeah, you can't erase it.
Wow.
Yeah. But also Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper from Doctor Who was there.
Oh, nice.
So they had a great panel. It was really fun watching them.
Did you say your doctor was mean? You're a big meanie.
No, it's funny because he came out and he he's got a very like old school British kind of sensibility.
Yeah.
And so when people talk about the show, and he was just like, it's a kid's show, right? And everyone's kind of like, and he's like, no, it is. Like, it is a kid's show. Like, it's okay. And but he's like appreciates it now. He's like, there's kids who watched it when they were like 7 when it first aired in 2005, who are now adults now coming up to him.
Yeah.
And so he's like, it's like he appreciates it now, how it changed and shaped people's lives.
I see.
And then like, and then he talked about working on The Leftovers. I don't know if you watched that show.
Yeah.
He was on that for a few. He loved working that experience. And then, it was funny because there was because Portland's kind of adopted the keep Portland weird is their slogan, which is directly ripped off of Austin.
Yeah, keep
Austin. And because Austin was where they filmed Leftovers, and he's like, "Isn't that an Austin thing?" Like, and Portland's like, "No."
Did he talk about 28 Days Later?
No, he didn't. No, that didn't come up either. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. But no, it was a lovely panel though, and Billie Piper talked about like I don't know if up to date with Doctor Who at all, but she is the new Doctor.
I'm not up to date, but I don't know how that's possible. But yeah,
well, so the Doctor regenerates, and in the last regeneration became Billie Piper, and it cuts off there. So no one really knows anything about what's going on. She obviously couldn't say anything. Everyone asked her questions about it. And from what she said was like, it was very last minute. She got the call about it like a week before filming of like, hey, could you film this thing? So I don't think it was planned out or it was like they didn't know he was planning to leave the show or what have you. But it seemed very last minute of her getting, and like, it does kind of feel like nostalgia bait a little of like, because they were like, we can't have Tennant come back again for another time. So and they talk about the Doctor can change his face to whatever he wants, kind of thing, and he picks faces of people in the past. Also, we don't know if this is like a long-term thing or is this going to be for like one special. Like no one really knows. Yeah. So, but it was. I mean, they were really lovely. I know that she's going to be back at LA Comic-Con in a couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to going to that. And so I had a really great time. Great floor, walked around, met a lot of really great artists. There was one woman there. I had a link to her Instagram, but I forgot to say what it is. But all her art was like celebrities done in the style of Muppets.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really awesome. Like it was like like David Bowie as a Muppet and everything. That's cool. I kind of asked her about it, and she was like, "Yeah, I was doing like regular artwork, and it was a lot of like Gru and Rocket Rec, a lot of characters." She was like, "What's the one thing I have in common?" Like a lot of the characters she was doing were, automated, animated kind of characters. She was like, "Well, what can I do is different?" And it was these Muppet characters, and they're really great. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so there was a lot of cool artwork there, a lot of great conversations I would fellow geeks,
Yeah.
And then for the Friday, they had these after the con events. So I went. They did a drink and draw contest.
Yeah.
So and this was the Friday. So it was at a bar. They set you up. They had art supplies on the table, and they had judges there, and they would be like, okay, round one, you had 15 minutes to draw, and so they had different prompts. And so the first round was like draw a Herald of Galactus. Could be anything. Could be one you make up. Could be one that you just do. I did a quick sketch of Silver Surfer. Second prompt was do any character gender swapped. So a lot of people were doing random characters. That was hard for me because I was thinking about like so many characters already have a different gender version of them.
Yeah, of course.
So I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? Like so I did a Jabba the Hutt in sexy slave Leia outfit.
There you go.
And actually became a finalist for that round.
Oh, nice.
So, and it was funny because I was just there having some beers and, whatever art supplies they had there, had some Sharpies and stuff. And those people that were like very dead serious about it brought their own art supplies.
Wow.
There was, a girl brought a tablet and was doing art on her tablet.
Oh, wow.
That kind of thing was cheating, but all right.
Yeah.
So I felt like
that is cheap.
I was just having a blast doing it and had a really fun table. Like it was a table of like 17 of us. It was like one of the long tables, and we're all just checking each other's art. And like the one prompt was it was 3 words like rock climbing hero. Okay. So I did Spider-Punk. So I did him with the guitar rocking out kind of thing. the guy next to me did a literal rock climbing up the leg of Wonder Woman, which I thought was really brilliant.
Yeah.
And, some other people did some, people climbing walls and stuff like that.
Right,
so,
right.
it was just kind of up to the interpretation. And so, it was a lot of fun. The second night, the after party thing was the lightsabers on ice.
Yeah.
So next to the Portland Convention Center is a mall that has an ice rink in there. Mm-hmm. So after we were all done, the con went over there and they were handing out, kind of cheap lightsabers, and everyone was going out on the ice, and it was like you couldn't battle anyone or anything like that. It was just a lot of people holding them as they skated around and stuff. And it was just like the saddest mall in America that I've seen.
Really,
90% of the stores were closed down.
Yeah.
It was like a few stores that were open.
I think I've heard of this mall, yeah.
Yeah, it was there was a homeless guy who was just kind of running around. There's a lot of homeless in Portland, unfortunately, and lots of problems with shoplifting there.
Yeah.
So I walked into there was a GameStop there. I was like, oh, I'll go check out the GameStop, and they were like, yeah, you can't even hold any of the items there. They have to hold it for you if you want to look at anything, because they're like, yeah, people just steal shit.
Jeez.
So yeah, it was interesting. So I didn't spend a lot of time in the lightsaber on ice thing. That's when I went to go see Honey Don't, because I was like, well, Regal's right there.
I have an idea to pitch to shops in Portland. Then
what's that?
Okay, your store has magnetized floors, right? Have you seen Face Off? Because to enter the store, you have to put on the metal boots.
I was gonna say
and
to make everyone.
Yeah. So and then if anything goes down, you can lock the whole floor.
Nobody move. These guys in Portland, they're wiry. They might just walk on their hands or some shit. They'll just be like, ha ha, and get out of there.
Just do the hot floors like an Andor.
Or do the gravity from Sonic 3, the gravity floor.
Oh, there you go.
But no, I had a great time in Portland. There's a street called Mississippi Street, which is kind of like their Melrose, like a lot of artsy little bistros and stuff. There's a great comic book shop there called Rose City Comics.
How's the coffee?
The coffee's great.
Yeah.
They fucking hate Starbucks though. It's there's like no Starbucks in Portland.
Don't bring that corporate bullshit in here.
No,
I kind of thought it was funny when you came back. I said when you're there, grab me some coffee beans, and
he did say that.
I don't think. I don't think we have beans here.
No,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Check the messages, dude.
That's right.
So he might have.
No, that was a verbal contract.
No,
that was a verbal contract.
Sure. Oh, now it's verbal. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
No,
drop the ball on that one.
Portland's a fun city.
It was. I wish I had more time to really explore the city.
Yeah.
I will say their public transportation is amazing.
Oh yeah.
They've got trams everywhere.
Yeah,
they got
bikes everywhere.
Everywhere. As soon as I got off the plane, there's a train that goes right from Portland Airport downtown. Mm-hmm. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
That in LA.
But that's pretty much every single major European city has that. Yeah, the subway goes right into the airport.
And then as I was leaving on Sunday, and this lady was there who was one of the tram drivers, and I just turned to her and I was like, hey, I'm from LA. This is an amazing town. I'm so glad you guys' public transportation is fantastic. And she was like, oh my God, and she was from Orange County. So we just started a conversation. Nice. Her husband was from Burbank. They moved to Portland, and it was just like it was so nice. I was like, oh, it's crazy that everyone I talked to here is a local.
Right.
Note to self: buy the trams so I can dismantle it.
Evil.
I know, but
highways.
But it was nice to get drunk and then just take a tram to my hotel.
Yeah, it's true. You remember when you met that guy from Sherwood? You're from Sherwood. One of the cons.
That guy.
He was just ignored you.
He was very high on the spectrum, I think. But.
I mean, that sounds like a fun. I've never heard of Rose Comic Con.
Before we
move
on.
Yes,
I was just gonna say I found.
Here we go.
Someone was suggesting something, and I was like, "Nah, I'm going to see a Jackie Chan movie tomorrow." And you reply, "Solid invite."
Did you invite me that day?
But then I followed
this entire time he's been going through his phone.
I followed up with you can join, although I vaguely remember you saying you weren't big on JC movies. And then there was no reply. Movement. Jackie Chan movies.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you were like they're not as.
Did I say that? Where did I say that? I said that in the chain.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Wait, now he's just making shit up, dude.
Do a screenshot. We'll post it.
That's not.
We'll literally post it.
No. Yeah, I was like, well, you're not going to invite me? And then you would think that after I say so I'll invite, you'd be like,
right.
Come on.
Well, no, and then I replied, you can join, but I was like, although I vaguely remember you saying you're not a big fan of Jackie Chan
I never
movies.
said that.
And then there was nothing after that.
It was just 3 dots.
And then Justin was asking me, he's like, where are you seeing it? At which one? And then it was a back and forth.
And then he didn't invite him.
And no, he was doing his own movie thing.
No. See this guy?
Yeah.
See this guy?
That's all right.
Done him by his own text messages. Final thing I think we should talk about, because this is blowing people away with how good it is, and it's the talk of the town. It's been already nominated for a couple Emmys. It's made this particular thing it's made like over $1 billion apparently. It's a worldwide phenomenon right now. The War of the Worlds, starting with Ice Cube.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know where you were going with that.
I was like, what?
Yeah, Watson was looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What movie is he talking about?
Yeah. Who watched it? This was you that watched it?
No, that was me.
I didn't get through it. I'll be honest. I tried to.
Yeah.
As soon as it became a 10-minute, like him clicking to buy something on Amazon.
Yeah.
I was like, we have to watch the
Here's the thing that kills me about it, because I love War of the Worlds. I read the original novel when I was in middle school.
There's a lot of great adaptations of it.
You can look at look up on my DVD collections. I have the original 1950s War of the Worlds movie up there. I love that film. I've listened to the original radio broadcast by Orson Welles. I love that entire thing.
Right.
Yeah,
even the Spielberg one.
Yeah,
it's not great,
it's okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. And then lately they've been making these adaptations that are like, what is this? Like they released one. I think it was AMC released one. Well, AMC released one, and then there was another. I can't remember the name of
Well, it's out of copy right now, so anyone could do it.
Yeah, exactly. But I think AMC did one which took place in the 1890s, which a live action
like
version,
the novel.
which has never been done. Yeah, it's directly from the novel.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. This is going to be awesome. It was not good. They added something in there that I was like, what the hell? Just follow the novel. The novel's fine. If you're going to do an adaptation of the original adaptation of the original novel that takes place in the 1890s, which is when the novel was written, takes place, just do that. But no, they threw in a bunch of
Is the
bullshit
original
in there.
film a guy in a radio station? Like reporting what's happening?
With the original... What
The 50s version?
Yeah, the 50s version.
No, it's the aliens land and they attack. Yeah.
Okay. I was curious if like someone made in it, like, I thought maybe this one that they made was their attempt at that, where a guy monitoring, or he's getting your news feed and he's reporting it to people.
Yeah, no, so like...
But that's not the case. That's not how that went at all.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, at all. Like we were talking about the Steven Spielberg version. That one is the more accurate towards, they call them the tripods, which emerge from like the rocks that land.
Yeah.
You know,
at least that was accurate. That's one.
Well, that was accurate. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was hoping was they kind of do it with what I was talking about for AMC, but they cheaped it out. It wasn't well done. Okay, and I was really disappointed in that. There's another one that it was produced by what is it? It's actually a French British version that was released in 2019, I think. I'm trying to find out what was Fox News, or Fox Network, but Gabriel Byrne is in it. It takes place in France, modern day. Alien invasion, and instead of tripods, they have like these robotic looking dog things. You know those police dogs that they look like that, and they chase people down. And they shoot like these pellets into them that kill them, or they're basically just trying to turn people into like their version of the aliens. Very good, very well done. It's not necessarily War of the Worlds because it takes like a different stance to it. Right. It looks beautiful. It's shot very well. There's like a whole storyline with these French soldiers that are stuck up on this observation tower up in the Alps. Very well done, but it's not really War of the Worlds. So then this came out, and I was like, okay, here's another adaptation of it. Let's see how it works out.
Did you watch it?
I've said it before on the podcast. Like, if people that I trust, their opinion that I trust, say, and sources that I trust say, like, this isn't good, don't waste your time on it. I don't have time for it anymore. Yeah. And Chad was one. I know that. When you came here earlier today, I hadn't spoken to you about this until today, but you was like, it was It was bad. I was like, okay, I'm glad I made the right decision.
It's kind of universally panned.
Exactly. But if Chad had told me earlier on, weeks or days before, that it's not good, don't waste your time on it, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So, what did you tell us?
It was just like, Ice Cube is always entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Usually. And this character they gave him was not fun at all. Like, he's a controlling father, and he illegally monitors his kids, like, through, because he's like a NSA
dude, right? Yeah.
And he's just like able to hack into their stuff. And hey, did you remember to put the milk in the
right?
And so it's just like, and he'll hack different cameras to keep an eye on people, and like they had it was like his, because it was filmed during the pandemic. Obviously, it was.
What?
Yeah, it was back in 2020.
Holy shit.
Really?
They filmed it that far back?
Yeah, they filmed it that far back.
I thought they just recently did it.
No.
They cheaped it out.
This is.
Oh, wow.
It was filmed way back then.
That explains a lot.
And that's why he's in a room by himself.
Yeah.
Because initially, I guess it was going to be different. Like, the character was going to be I don't know if it was Ice Cube still, but the character was going to be paraplegic.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And then that's why he wouldn't move from, here, then they, apparently, there's some trivia about it. They liked how he threw a chair, so they were like, let's have him be able to walk around. And I was just like, but him
I like the way you throw that chair, bro.
Him reacting to a screen is like, it's just not like, and a lot of these movies where it's just like computer screens and Searching was probably the best one I saw of that, where John Cho, that was not bad. I was okay.
It's a good example.
But this, it was just not.
Tell us what the entire series is him at a computer, right?
Yes, he's at his computer, and he's switching back and forth between his job and then monitoring his kids.
Yeah.
And then also ordering things on
Amazon.
And I'm gonna say this movie was probably it's probably marketing for an Amazon Prime account.
Well, the whole thing. I mean, the Amazon drone stuff is
that's right. He
front
talks
and
to
center, and you literally watch him order USB, right? It's a USB stick?
It's a USB stick.
From literally, the screen shows up, Amazon.com, him clicking on the actual thing, putting in his cart, taking it to the drone drop off. I mean, it goes through every step of ordering from Amazon.
He'll switch to news feeds and stuff on his computer, and then he'll cheer but
the invasion is going on at the time.
It starts a normal day for him doing his thing, and then all of a sudden someone who monitors the weather gives him a call, and then it's like, hey, there's this weird storm going on, it's like, oh yeah, whatever, and it's just and he's trying to catch this
cube.
I just see him doing whatever.
He's trying to catch this anonymous hacker group, and I get mad just talking about it. So there's these different plots going on, but then it turns out the storm was these big boulder rocks coming, or meteors coming down that hold the tripod creatures. So I mean, I guess that's accurate in the sense.
Yeah.
But no one was really regarding this weird weather because it was pretty bad. It was lightning and big cloud. It looked like world-ending type of weather. So people were not really caring about that at all. And so these they grow into these things, and you're just getting Ice Cube's reaction of all this, oh man,
man, and you can tell he has nothing in front of him.
And he probably can't see it.
It's filmed so badly, you can see the reflection in his glass because he's wearing glasses in the movie, and the reflection is just green screen.
You see what?
Yeah, so the reflection of what he's seeing on the screen is just green.
I guess I didn't catch that because
it's bad.
I was drinking while watching it, and also I was just so amazed how bad everything else was.
Because he's got so many windows open.
There's a green screen behind him.
Yeah,
the office he's in is not real.
That's crazy, dude.
And it's just
he filmed it at home.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine most of these people Clark Gregg.
Clark Gregg's in the movie.
Yeah, and you have Ava Longoria. And I'm just obviously these three people were paid the budget of the movie.
Probably at different times, they're months apart.
Yeah, because if it was filmed in the pandemic, all they had to do was get their parts of the thing and
just incorporate them.
I don't know if it's Ava Longoria or this other actor, but they were like out in the field and they were reporting, and they immediately die. I'm like, all right, that plot.
Yep.
Done with
They
that
had her
one.
for 12 minutes.
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah.
we can film her for this shot, and then she's gone.
Probably shot that 3 years later.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my god.
We got a few more pennies to throw at someone.
Yep.
But it's just
Give
like
them some more Amazon Prime accounts.
there was no. I don't really think they explain the aliens like why they're here.
Do you
at
see
all.
them? At all?
You see the tripod.
Yeah,
That's it.
walking around, or whatever, yeah.
shooting people. Like,
Yeah.
blowing up stuff, and like it was. I mean, yeah, it's and then like
on his screen though.
On his screen, you don't see shots.
Right,
of
There's
it.
a window within a window.
Yeah. It seems like it's a POV of what he's seeing on his computer screen.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And then like
yelling at his daughter.
he'll yell at his daughter's like because she got
Get
into
out of there.
a car accident. He's like, drive to the hospital, and then he calls her fiance, says, go help my daughter, and then he's like, all right, but he's an Amazon driver.
Oh, that's why he.
Yeah,
I saw clips of that.
Yeah. And then,
Like, how does he hacks into, or he calls him, or what?
he calls the phone.
okay,
I was
yeah.
like, but he calls to the computer. He doesn't
But
use his phone.
I saw like you could see him in the van. So how does he?
Answer the phone or
No, you can see him driving around.
I
inside
think
the
he
van.
hacks into.
No,
I think he FaceTimes.
Oh,
probably.
okay.
Like,
It's a lot of
something
FaceTime.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of FaceTime videos.
It looked like a camera.
Zoom.
It was like
It's
hung
a lot
in the.
of Zoom.
Yeah. It looked like a camera that was hung in the cab somewhere. That's what it looked like.
But also, I think he also hacked into the van too because there was a weird another camera angle.
Right.
So
yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
I think there's FaceTime, and then he was able to just monitor
Get
where he's
whatever
at. Because
onboard
he was able to
cameras.
track the vehicle,
Right.
the delivery,
The dash cam. He's not even on the dash cam.
Oh yeah, the dash cam, and oh god, and so he's trying to get her there, and like
Get that drone.
but she's got some like rebar coming out of her leg, and like she pulls it out at one point, and then as her fiance arrives, he's like wrapping it up and packing tape. He's like, oh no, this will seal anything, and
it's Amazon branded.
yeah, Amazon, yeah, and
Just blatantly.
but then like at some point he's also still, even though the alien shit's happening, he's still trying to find out who this hacker is, and it turns out to be his son.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? I was like, and he's like, see, Dad, maybe it's not cool to be, and
Don't be such a square, bro.
yeah, and it's like, it's not even really about World of Worlds. It's about his dad working for the government. It should be, he kind of like joins the anonymous like hacker group because what was the subplot? The Clark Gregg, he was like, he knew about the aliens all the time.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Something.
And that he was going to use it to do something to
overthrow
the government or something.
Of course.
Weird. And so
as one
it was
does
just
with
like,
aliens.
I was just like, this is not good. This is just like, I mean, and
Took you that long to figure out?
no, I mean, like I can already see as it
When you were watching it, you're just like, I just got to push through
I
this.
just can't. Yeah, it's like
I mean-
this is not a long movie. I can make it through. I just want to be able to.
It's not a long movie,
But
but
it
it
feels
feels fucking forever.
89 minutes, it's nothing. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, 25 minutes of that is just him ordering
Right.
stuff. Just
It's
Oh,
like,
God.
I wonder. Part of me is like, is there a director's cut? 'Cause would I watch it if I knew there's like, oh, they cut out this major part of the movie?
oh man,
Probably not though.
I think they stretched it as long as they were like,
Yeah,
how
it
do
was
we get
real-
to 8? We just gotta get to 80.
Oh, I'm looking at the plot here on Wikipedia, and it says Crystal gives Will an offer to lead a new surveillance program that will not interfere with people's privacy, but he declines, saying, "Now I'm watching you." He then leaves to go to face baby shower, and that's how it ends.
Yeah.
What the fuck? None of that makes any sense.
Oh man,
It's
special.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I would say it's not even like The Room
no.
worthy of like watching it.
Wow, it's that bad, huh?
But I would
Well,
say
because
like
it's just mostly just him. You're just
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I would say if you're a masochist in that sense, you like putting yourself through
and yeah,
rough.
God bless him. I mean, he's trying. He's trying to make
Yeah.
something out of nothing.
Yeah, and I get it. He's got nothing to see. And he's
Yeah,
just
they're just
act-
acting and reacting
like,
to nothing.
What made them land on him? Not that he's a bad, actor.
a weird
but
choice.
It's a weird
Yeah,
choice
weird
for that
choice,
role.
yeah.
You
It's
need
just-
a techie guy.
Yeah.
Ice Cube's the guy you get.
Yeah, I think probably in the process of making this movie, maybe they made all the other shots, and they were like, Ice Cube's the last part we need to get.
Yeah. I'd be very interested to see who they offered the role to first.
I don't.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that this was... I mean, it definitely feels like a COVID movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I didn't know it was taken.
Yeah, it was
filmed 5 years
that's
ago.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So they just had to release it somewhere. They're just like, just dump it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Which, with the amount of Amazon shit in there, I'm like, it better go to Amazon. If they don't, they have to recut all that shit.
Yep.
They have to be like Amaron, or, they have to do an odd name.
Yeah. I think, I forget if there was anything else, like, promoted there, like, I don't know if we saw the phone, if it was Motorola or Apple. Or, I thought I saw some other product there being, like, pushed, but maybe it was the computer. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, this is just an ad movie.
Oh, God.
I was like, geez.
Yep. It paid for itself with all the ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember Castaway. Remember, it was a FedEx product placement.
Oh, yeah.
movie, but it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Just had FedEx stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay, so I guess you would not recommend this then, Chad.
No, I mean, if you're sick in the head and you really want to,
we watched a lot of bummer movies this past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a lot of movies we're not recommending.
Yeah.
Was I mean, I'd recommend the movies that were sad, but like they evoke a feeling out of you. This probably just makes you angry, or frustrated. Like, what is this? Like, I mean, I maybe watch like the first few minutes and then like you could turn it off if you don't, if it doesn't pull you in. But like, I'd love to support Ice Cube as much as I can, but I really can't push that movie more than it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely. I've heard nothing but negative, because when I saw it first pop up on my Netflix queue, Amazon queue, Amazon Prime queue, I didn't know anything about it. I was like, that's interesting, but I'm always down to watch an adaptation of War of the Worlds because I love that property. And then I started hearing all kinds of type of shit, and I was like, no, forget it.
You know what? I'm just thinking now, what could have helped that movie is if the aliens somehow hacked into his computer and started talking to him.
Oh,
like you see
cool.
it, like a Star Trek type of back and forth.
Right.
You're not gonna take my city or whatever like that.
We're just trying to help you.
We're just something poetically like to give some depth to the
resistance is futile.
Because you don't feel like he's under threat through the movie.
Although no, there's the one point, because you didn't get too far. There's a point where they find out where he is at, and they send like a drone thing to attack his home. Like they thought he was home, and then it was a weird thing. And then they were sending the tripods to his building to destroy that, and he couldn't get out of the office because it locked down. And then he's like, I was like, oh.
He got out of the chair.
Yeah. So there's a scene, he gets out of the chair and he's running downstairs to the next office, and he's back at another computer.
That's all the action.
That's all.
You get me for one set of stairs. Then I better be sitting down for the rest of the movie.
Oh man!
And you see him on the cameras of the hallway.
I feel like this was written for Steven Seagal. Just like, let me sit down through a movie.
You know, if it was Steven Seagal, it might be more entertaining. Just because no, there's aliens out there.
You tripod motherfucker.
He's just sitting at his desk as the aliens are coming at him, and he's just like flipping him over. Not getting up at all.
Or he just leaves. He goes fights the tripods, and he's like throws them into tables.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I'm not gonna watch because I'm.
Or you know what? If you don't want to watch the whole movie, watch. I'm sure someone's made like a highlight clip on YouTube.
Supercut. Yeah.
Watch it that way.
I saw parts of that.
Oh
yeah. That's what I know about the Amazon drivers. I've seen some clips on YouTube. And
it's like, just watch those. That's all you need.
Yeah.
All right. But an old movie that we recently did see that was really good was Batman Returns. We went to go see that in theaters.
Yeah, we saw Batman and Batman Returns.
Oh yeah,
2 separate days. But
had you guys watched this movie in theaters as kids?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you had?
No, I was too young of a baby.
Yeah. Yes.
I watched it in theaters. I didn't watch the Batman '89 in theaters, but I did watch this one in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome to see.
Yeah. I mean,
so good.
The way they've updated it with a little 4K update.
The colors were crisp.
Colors look beautiful.
The sound sounded great.
I've seen it now a few times in theaters. Last time I was 2 years ago at the Egyptian. They did a 35 millimeter print, which was very grainy, very it's like obviously aged. So seeing it in this kind of format was gorgeous. The sound was amazing.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to watch it.
Yeah.
Again on the big screen.
Yeah.
I was curious. I mean, like, because some reactions of the crowd, I forget for which movie. I think maybe more Batman Returns, but it seemed like some might have not seen this ever.
Yeah.
Because there was some casual gasps and stuff, and I was like, oh wow, some people have not probably seen this.
And for a lot of people, like Christian Bale might be their first Batman.
That's true.
Or
That's true. A lot of
even
people.
Patterson.
Yeah.
So this way, like, oh, then we go check out this old timey Batman movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always great to see. And then obviously Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman was my
Amazing
sexual awakening as a man. So I was like, thank you seeing that again.
I thought we were gonna get some applause. I was the only applauded when, or you and I, when she's doing the whip inside the department store, and because it was one take.
Yeah,
probably because we know it was one take, and we've seen the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
that's probably why. But still,
yeah.
cool,
Even I remember watching like behind the scenes, and they were talking about like the stuff she learned with the whip is like she learned from. It was the same guy who taught Harrison Ford how to use the whip for Indiana Jones, and even he was like she's doing stuff with the whip that Harrison couldn't do. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, like, and seeing like, this is kind of pre-CGI stuff like that. I mean, like, there's still little bits, but it's like most of it is filmed in camera. Like all this, it's like you see like 100 penguins walking around a set.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, they had 100 penguins.
Penguins,
there. Like. And so it's really cool to see some of this stuff.
I'd love to see the actual guys they had in the penguin suits though. The ones that weren't penguins that were just
the Stan Winston suits. Yeah,
the ones that guide him into the water at the end.
Yeah,
Danny DeVito. Yeah.
Yeah, Danny DeVito is so good.
So
at
good,
this.
Man.
And he's one that committed fully to that role. Like he ate real raw fish on set and stuff like that. Which I saw. I saw you gag a little bit.
Yeah, and I looked at Chad. And
well, like initially when I first saw the movie, I was like, "Oh, that's obviously fake fish."
Right.
That's what I thought too.
Why'd you eat?
Not in 4K, you see it, baby.
Nope,
but like,
that's real.
but then the other actors had to be around him as that the smell of the. I'd have been like, off in the corner.
I'm sure it was cold. It has to be cold. It had to be cold.
Yeah.
To keep the smell down and
I mean,
whatnot,
But how many takes? He's standing there for a long time.
That's the thing. How many takes?
People flub their lines. He's like,
Well, John Leguizamo. You remember John Leguizamo played the clown in the
Spawn movie.
Movie, and he had to eat like maggot filled meats, and it was real. It was
that was real.
Yeah,
actual pizza with maggots on it, and he's like, "I'm only doing this once, so you guys gotta get it."
Yeah, one take.
Yeah, and he actually took a bite and
see. That's where
protein,
like
baby.
Stunt double, please. But
can't we use gummy worms? No, real maggots.
They're real maggots.
Yeah, we watch them wiggle around.
Yep.
Oh, did you guys? I don't know if you guys are doing this, but did you know that the clown that steals the mayor's baby and jumps in the sewer is Mac's dad from It's Always Sunny?
It's Always Sunny, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, oh, it's funny that they're on the same show later.
Years later,
And
they were talking.
They do have a scene together, right? With
I think they do.
When Mac's doing the dance in prison.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
And then one of the clowns is Doug Jones.
The one that like creeps away in the shadow at the end.
Yeah, it's like one of his first jobs.
Really?
Yeah,
wow, that's cool.
That's cool.
Well, then as the film, which I didn't know, as the film was starting, Oswald's parents said throw him into the river.
Yeah,
they pass another couple with a baby.
Yeah,
it's speculation.
So it's a fan theory that when they're passing, there's another couple that are just with a white cradle. And then, they've got the black one.
Oh, that.
And then that supposedly is the Waynes and a little baby Bruce Wayne. Because
they're
the same age.
Oh, because I forget how many years passed after he was dumped in the
33.
33.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he does not look 33 in that.
Yeah.
Penguin doesn't.
Wow. Yeah. He's had a rough life.
Exactly. It's rough life.
Age a little bit differently.
Oh, I know. Yeah, in the sewer. Yeah. With all the toxic chemicals. Yeah.
Well, part of me is like, all right, if he is the Penguin Man in the sewer, but he wasn't always because he was with the circus, traveling around. Yeah. So did he?
There's some logic leaps there. Yeah.
Well, no, but I'm just wondering, okay, let me go out of the sewer, or maybe the circus found him, got him, put him in a freak show, but then he took over the circus.
Yeah.
Because he's
killing kids.
He's killing kids.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey guys, you work for me, and we'll go back to the sewers. And,
I don't know how they couldn't sell Happy Meals with this plot.
Yeah, it's so great.
But as a kid, I didn't really take acknowledgement of him. he was gonna drown these kids in like raw sewage.
Yeah.
Right.
And like for something later down the line, watching them, I was like, oh, he was gonna murder kids. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't cross my mind at all. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
I mean, I remember I saw that as a kid, and I was always gonna drown these kids, but
It
it'll be
doesn't
like,
click as much.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't click. Well, and also it's like I know it's not gonna happen because Batman's gonna stop.
Well,
him.
yeah, that's another thing.
So it's like, but it's his plan. Like, wow, that's pretty terrible.
Did
And then
you-
like the that hit me hard when I was a kid when he's like one of his henchmen is like, is this a little much? Like kids,
Yeah.
and he shoots him, and I remember that was more shocked by that.
Yeah.
When I was like, oh my god, dude,
Yeah,
like this guy was like, yo man, that's a little too far, and he kills him.
Yeah, because you don't really see that much like murder happening in a
Right,
movie,
right.
you know, except for that moment.
I will say, it like as a kid seeing Penguin die, or his last scene where he's like,
Yeah.
But first,
But
some
at-
ice water.
water, yeah. But like, watching the movie later, I see him more as a tragedy because he's
Yeah,
this
for
kid
sure.
that's thrown away and he's jealous of all these other kids
Yeah.
who got to live their lives, and he was just gonna have revenge on them. Obviously, that's bad,
Yeah.
but like. And then he just scratches all that. And it's like everybody can get it,
Yeah.
Right.
And then like he just dies, very just sad and but back with his penguins. But it was like and then the music just comes in. I was like, oh, this is
Yeah, that music cue is
Yeah.
great.
It's
I
like-
mean, that's is the most Danny Elfman tune. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Sure.
the first one is really great. Like,
Yeah.
But then the sequel is like, oh, I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
I mean,
Edward
we're gonna-
Scissorhands.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
set it all at Christmas time, which we love. Burton loves doing that.
Uh-huh.
And then just throwing all the choral stuff and
Yeah.
sleigh bell sounds and everything. Yeah, it's a
But
great
didn't
soundtrack.
McDonald's have as a toy him and the duck?
Yeah,
Right?
they
Is that
did.
what
Yeah.
was
They
that was
had-
McDonald's toy, right?
They
Yeah.
did have a bunch of little Happy Meal stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
but-
yeah.
I think I had one of them. I don't remember what.
As I recall, I had that one,
Yeah.
the duck one. Yeah.
The video game is awesome. Batman Returns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Sega
good, dude.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Yes, so good. Hard though, but
Very
so
hard.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny DeVito's so good in it. He's, by the way, where's your partner? Yeah, the way he says it is so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he's so.
Yeah, because he's like kind of like doing like this kind of crazy talk, and I was like, by the way, he gets to.
He goes,
Frederick.
and he's just laughing and just pulls it out. That's
Oh,
great.
extended vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, remember me? I'm your
Fred's hand.
And then he shakes his
Yeah.
hand and he just leaves
Yeah,
it there.
Christopher Walken
Oh,
was.
that's great.
Amazing, as in his prime. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what
sure.
wasn't it supposed to be like his, or I don't know if it's Max Schreck, but like Billy D. Williams' Two-Face was supposed to be created in this movie from
So
the
that's
Catwoman.
that's the
Supposedly,
rumor
right?
was, and I've heard podcasts with the original writers, and they're like, no, that's not true. It's just an internet rumor. But it was like, yeah, it feels like that character, especially the way he ends up at the end.
Yeah.
Like you think maybe that could have been a Billy D. It could have
True.
been slotted in
Yeah.
there. Obviously the part is Marlon Wayans got hired as Robin for this movie.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that just recently. I was like, what?
So he was hired and literally
Yeah.
was just kind of waiting around. He got paid for the movie and still continues to get paid.
That's insane, dude.
for a movie
Yeah.
he's never in.
That's crazy. He probably didn't even show up on set, and they're
Yeah,
just
because
like,
they were
we'll
like,
call you, and then
they hired him before
Yeah.
they had a script, and they were just
Yeah,
like,
sign
look,
the
we're
contract.
gonna try and fit
Mhm.
Robin in
That's
somehow.
nuts, man.
Man.
And so if you look at like Batman Returns action figure line, there is a Robin action figure
Wow.
with. I mean, I won't say it. It does have kind of a flat top hairstyle.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And they have the kind of Tim Drake outfit on him from like the comics.
Mhm.
So
Is it rare?
No,
No?
it's pretty
Okay.
popular. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, it's
'Cause
just
I've never seen it.
they had all this stuff ready to go for Robin, but it was just like they realized that they had so many characters in this one, so
Mhm.
it's
Just
like,
the shorty voice from Scary Movie
Yeah.
as Robin.
yeah.
Holy shit, Batman!
I'm getting high as a motherfucker.
Which I mean, like
No, I think-
like
I
Marlon
think-
Wayans would have been a great choice.
He
Especially at that
from
age.
Requiem.
Yeah.
He was a great actor. I don't know how old he would have been for
Yeah,
Returns
how
though.
is that? Yeah.
That's like
but
90s.
92.
So he was
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
still
It was
doing
pre.
Living Color, right?
Yeah, probably just about there. Yeah,
Yeah. So okay. He'd-
1920, something like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
he wouldn't be too young, but he'd be Chris O'Donnell, I guess. Type
Yeah,
of Robin.
exactly.
yeah. I mean, it.
And it would have been interesting to see. I mean, like obviously there was no internet back then, so people probably wouldn't have been so pissed about the
No.
the change. But
True.
Well, and then I was in Barnes & Noble this past weekend, and I saw the novel Batman Resurrection, which is still set within Tim Burton's time. Yeah. And I'd heard about this book, but I've never read it.
Yeah.
And it's set in Tim Burton's timeline right after Batman Returns.
I got to read that now.
Yeah, man, it's the remnants of the Joker gang still kind of causing trouble. Nice. And so, but yeah, it's...
Who's left? Didn't he kill most of them?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too, yeah. So, but yeah, I saw the novel. I want to pick it up and check it out at some point. But yeah, and then before we wrap up, I know we discussed Alien Earth in the past episode.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back to it. I'm just
I'm all caught up. I love it.
Same here.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Initially starting it, I had reservations with a lot of things. Like I still don't enjoy a lot of the kid mentality. Like I don't mind the main girl so much now.
Yeah, the Wendy character.
Yeah, now that she has her brother with her, I was like, okay, this makes sense. But the rest of them, I just don't. I'm not connecting with, like the I forget the Indian character's name.
Smee, right? Is that
no? The Smee's the black kid.
Toodles? No, Toodles.
No, it starts with an A. He revealed his name to the.
Oh yeah.
It starts
Edward,
with. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I like that dynamic because it's like that cyborg.
Morrow is really playing.
Off
playing
of
with his emotions.
He like knows he's a kid and he could kind of take the advantage. I was like,
I'll
okay,
be a friend, or I'll kill your mom.
And what I love about that is I noticed it later because I was like, since the blade comes out of his hand, he's Captain Hook because the boy genius keeps reading Peter Pan to them. And I was like, okay, if he's Peter Pan, then this cyborg is Captain Hook.
That's a great way.
And I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of looking at it in a whole different way.
Yeah.
If these are the Lost Boys type of situation, and like I'm enjoying the aliens part of it, where the experimentation, and I really like Timothy Oliphant's character right now. I mean, he hasn't done too much, but I like what the potential of what he could be doing because we're not giving
sure yet,
we're not sure whose side he's on yet. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I like this.
This last episode was interesting.
I think that the flashback one should have been the first episode.
Agreed.
Because there's a flashback to.
I heard about this and people were pretty upset.
The fourth episode is pretty much aliens.
It's the ship that crashes, so we get to see what happened on there.
Right.
Okay.
And I was like, this is. Although the problem with this show is it feels like a show, and that's what aliens always been movies, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like I understand they've made things to look like the old movie, but like there's still. The filming of it, and it's still limited by TV, and it's just like I'm not as pulled in as I would like to be. But there are elements that I'm really like. The eye creature, I really love this.
I am loving that the Oculus alien is fantastic.
He's like, I love that he's very smart. Intelligent.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, I like this. The alien
we
thing.
We haven't seen an intelligent alien.
I like that they've pushed the alien, like the xenomorphs, to the back burner. Really, they're there, but they're not that important right now.
Yeah.
It's only important to Yutani and the cyborg guy, and like maybe the boy genius and Timothy Oliphant. Like those four, they're concentrating on that while.
And the relationship between Wendy and the alien now.
Oh yes,
is becoming a thing.
Her supercomputer, she's able to like hear the alien speak to her, like kind of a weird like
cricket
bug sound kind of thing.
And Oliphant was like, you're not your voice isn't made by, you don't have a voice box anymore. You know, like you're trying to process it like a human, you're not. You can just think about the sound and you'll create it. You know, because you're a computer.
Right.
And so she's been able to manipulate and make sound, and the alien has been responding to it.
Okay. So I was like, that's interesting dynamic. So I like some of the stuff they're creating world-wise here with it, but it really depends on how this season ends. Like, if they don't do a few certain things, I'm probably not gonna come back. I don't know. But
I mean, I'm also interested in like what they're doing with the girl that gets her memories wiped.
Oh yeah, that was interesting
because she gets traumatized by the aliens, and like she's like kind of lost her mind a bit because of it.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're just going to clean slate her. We're just going to take away those memories.
She keeps saying, she's like, I'm going to have a baby. I'm
pregnant.
pregnant.
Oh, shit.
And then she like physically threatens one of the staff members.
Like they keep saying her no, and like she jumps on her and is like,
and you see how strong these, the synthetics are.
Well, that's what I meant to ask you guys. Does that come into play? The synthetic strength and speed, does it come into play finally? Do they finally use it?
Yet.
Not quite.
Oh,
it's
Christ.
It's there, but the thing is, they're busy being kids right now.
Yeah,
I know,
but the thing is, they're
not fully potential.
They're not like because they have people to be menacing already. They don't need to be.
Has the show ended?
No, there's like 2 more episodes.
Yeah, 2 more episodes. Yeah.
But
so we got 2 more episodes left, and they're still in their kid mindset.
No, I think in the next episode we're gonna see.
Well, Wendy, she's the most progressive right now with her.
She's the oldest one of them.
Yeah, and she's like, these animals aren't yours. They shouldn't be here anyway.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be killing them or testing on them.
And she's kind of realizing like they're holding stuff back from her as well.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of realizing like
because she noticed her friend's mind was wiped, and it's like you took that from her. So I like there's a subtext of autonomy of your own body, like throughout this series.
Like
so
there's
it's like
no good corporation in this world.
Yeah, there's no real good except the kids, I guess.
And there's now aliens that are a threat to them.
Yeah.
In terms of there's these like fly aliens.
Oh yeah, they shoot this acid.
That
stuff.
they eat synthetic stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, they show them like feeding all the aliens and most of it's meat.
Yeah.
And then the flies are eating like garbage basically.
Yeah.
And one of the kids goes to feed the creature and can't get the feeding tray open. So he decides to go in and drop the tray off.
Yeah.
And you see the Oculus aliens there. And
he's just
kind
surveying.
He's checking everything. And he kind of smacks on the glass to freak the kid out. And he gets locked in with his flies. And they go after them.
Yeah, they fuck him up.
Yeah, they just spray, they spray
dead,
him with,
pretty much.
Yeah, they spray him with the acid. You just see the the
like,
milk coming everywhere.
This is one of the synthetic kids?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there's threats against them now versus like...
And like he had an opportunity to bring another synth with him.
Yeah.
But he was like, no, I could do it myself. He wanted to prove Timothy Oliphant that he could be just as good, and he gets killed.
Yeah.
And then I want to look up his name. The Indian one, as he's being manipulated, he's trying.
Arush Singh.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, the actor's name is Adarsh Gurav. Sorry if I butchered that.
But yeah, he's getting manipulated the entire time. He's got Morrow in his ear, telling him like, "Hey, if you want to see your family, like I'm at your mom's house."
Yeah, there's a scene where he's like talking to him because he implanted this communication into his neck to be able to.
Have one-to-one communication.
One-to-one, yeah. And he's sitting across from his mom, and he starts telling him, "He's like, you want to say something to your mom right now?" And like they're talking through Morrow to each other. And he's like, "Don't hurt." He's like, "Well, I wanted to be your friend, but obviously that wasn't going to work. So now I have to go this way." And so he's like going to kill his mom and his brothers
unless he brings one of the aliens, the xenomorphs.
So he's telling him to find a human to get face hugged and then hide that so he could come and get the body from him.
Okay.
And
Kirsch knows about this.
Yeah, Kirsch has been monitoring this and not telling anybody.
And so they have a great scene between Kirsch and Morrow where they're in an elevator together.
Oh yeah.
And it's this great bit of like just back and forth between the two of them about like, "Oh, I'd love to see synthetics get killed." And he's like, "Well, I hope if you feel pain, it's even better," kind of thing. Like this little back and forth. It's so good.
Does she finally use her little sword that she took? She took the paper cutter machete off of that.
She used it when she killed one of the aliens.
Yeah, she killed the xenomorph.
She killed the xenomorph. But it was you didn't get to see it because her brother and her got separated, and when the brother got in, the alien was killed already.
Yeah,
of course, another death off screen.
But she completely she fell down and broke.
Yeah, you saw like the white
some acid probably hit her, or it scratched her, and because she was bleeding milk and and so she almost died. But
cool. She got to fight a xenomorph and it was off screen. That's cool. That's exactly why I watch the show.
Well, hey, we got 2 more episodes. I'm sure
I think the battle's coming up because Yutani tried to make a deal with the Boy Genius, but he was like, sure, let's do this, but there's a waiting period,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
there's
gonna
a
have them a little
quarantine
bit.
for
The
aliens.
best part about Aliens with Sigourney Weaver was when she went down into the she went to go get Newt, and she went down in the elevator, and the entire time we just saw Bishop and Hicks up on the platform. The camera just held on them, and then all of a sudden Ripley came up, and that was the best part of the Aliens. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
How good that was?
Yeah.
When we didn't see Ripley take on the Queen at all.
That's great.
We just saw the other come down and go back. That was the best part of the movie.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah,
How good that was?
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's how Cameron does it.
that's when Alien Earth is getting its inspiration from, I suppose. You know? Jesus. Anyway.
There is a lot of tell and don't show in this.
Well,
show,
there was.
Which is
I will
fine,
say
but
there was a scene.
There's a way to do it.
Well, actually, you didn't see that part, but
What a shock.
because like there's I think you mentioned it when you first talked about it. There was a party that was going on. And
Yeah,
God,
no, that was me.
as much.
That was me.
Oh,
and the xenomorph goes in there and kills the entire party.
Yeah.
And the guy just walks in afterwards like, oh, wow, everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Well, now you're kind of getting the.
Now you're dealing with cable and ratings, I think, is a lot as well. It's like you can't show
but that's
a lot of kills.
What? No, this is FX. FX has done nudity. They've said swear words.
Alien dong? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Fucking The Shield and what's the other one? Sons of Anarchy.
Well,
a lot of terrible stuff.
I would say maybe they're saving up for the gruesome stuff that's probably going to happen next because obviously
probably.
someone's got a chest burster in them.
Yep.
And then also the one synth died from the bug things and stuff. So, but there was on the flashback episode when you saw the aliens getting loose and stuff. The bugs that like suck the blood out of you, they got into this lady's water bottle and like some guy drank it and he's like,
just coughing up blood.
I mean, I'm not even a gore I don't even like gore that much, but it's like you have to show some stuff on screen. It's just like that party where the xenomorph.
Yeah,
it would be awesome to see like a xenomorph unleashed on a group of people to see what they can do.
Right.
And we saw what they can do, but we just didn't. We just saw the aftermath.
They probably
just, come on.
They probably did it with CG and I was like, this looks like shit. And I was like, let's just
show
the
exactly.
aftermath.
You could do a live action too. Then just do that.
But I think the prosthetics for that would be too expensive for the show.
Oh come on, it's 2025.
Well, it's that, and it's also you have an hour, episode. So it's
So let's focus on some other shit.
We wouldn't be off that ship until like 3 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah, the story's got to keep going, baby.
It's called Alien Earth. They're on Earth. There you go.
There you go.
So come on. Anyway, I mean, I'm probably gonna go back to it. You guys are saying it's good, so
It took time, but
it's a slow burn of a show.
I'm intrigued now. Like but if they don't hit home on the end of this, I might not stay. I don't know. Depends.
Yeah, it's just like why did they just? I said this the last episode.
Yeah.
Why don't they just do an alien isolation show? Do that, or do a Colonial Marine show.
Yeah,
they have to run into something
they're
else.
teasing season 2.
Yeah,
I think the creators come out and said he's got ideas for season 2.
Well, if anything, like they could send after season 1, send them into space, and then they're doing whatever.
It'll probably be a Weyland-Yutani like human resources.
Well, it's just called Yutani right now, right? It's not called Weyland-Yutani, or is it?
Well, they're dealing with Yutani because it's the granddaughter.
I know they are, but whenever they're talking about the company, they never say Weyland-Yutani. They just say Yutani. But maybe they just say it to shorthand, like it's maybe Yutani. I don't know, but
we'll see.
We'll see.
We will see. Do you want to take us out, Chad?
Sure can. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Into the Nerdom. If you haven't already, follow us, subscribe, and comment and on all the socials. We got Twitter, we got Instagram, and we got YouTube as well, where we've been posting the episodes.
What is this voice?
Kind of sounds like Marty McFly a little bit.
It's sort of a nerdy type of voice, like I'm just getting my balls dropped here. And
sound a little thirsty.
Thirsty, yeah, it's a little dry.
Let me take some of this delicious Coke Zero.
Orange cream Coca-Cola Zero.
Num num num.
Can we have money now?
But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Please follow us on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Yeah, and don't forget to rate and review on
Yes.
YouTube and all your podcaster catchers of choice. We're on the Apples and the Spotifys. So please, rate and review.
And as we always say here, enter the nerddom, exit the war of the chest bursting, war of the worlds, computers.
Ice Cube's watching you.
Ice Cube is watching all of us.
Yeah. Well, he's at a baby shower right now.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.